that is. I didn't want to accidentally have our conversation go through before, so I muted us on OBS. We should have sound now. Okay, you can redo.
Do we have sound? Do we have sound now? We're gonna give it a second. He said the volume got defended.
That's right. Drop a super chat. Make the
drop a super chat. Make it come back. Maxie's telling us. I'm gonna let it catch up to verify.
Since Bill's not here, we're introducing microtransactions. If you want to get audio on stream, you're gonna have to pay.
You're gonna have to pay for it. That's stupid.
Right. If you want to get Bill back, you're gonna have to pay even more.
Okay, I think I just saw a little blip, so I think that maybe they should be able to hear us now.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see. Yes. Looking good. Making fun of Josh. What's up, my guys? Yes. Okay, they're all saying yes now. Like I said before, welcome to our Thursday stream. This is the stream where we do body cam breakdowns. If you look at the very top of this page, you can see all the bajillion tabs that we're going to try to get to. Bill is off being a wonderful romantic hanging out with a wife. So Producer Juan and I will be carrying this podcast. You can thank Producer Juan for organizing it today. He put together all these tabs in the middle of melting his CPU doing work stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Sergeant George for being here, Tyler Stevens, Notorious Emu. These are all Patreon subs too.
That's right.
Brian P, Cheesy Waffle, Jay Maxey, Keith. Man, they really haven't hit a non-Patreon sub here in a second. Caden's our favorite. He's a redheaded stepchild. Retro, good to see you. Landon Carter, he says, what's up, guys? It's the first one I've actually caught live. Well, welcome. I'm sorry you had a muted stream at first. Officer Cliche.
He's getting the most authentic experience that we can provide.
He's getting, I was about to say, with technical issues and everything, right?
Mm-hmm. This is what it's like.
This is what it's like. Kristen, now Mrs. Nora Charles, to literally the first Patreon sub we ever had. Christian Halsey, thank you for the super chat. He funded our audio, so you can thank Christian Halsey for probably at least a third of these videos, and also for funding our audio on this chat, on this live stream. Notorious Emu, it is good to see you still here. And last but not least, actually Sweeper's here. I will save last for not least for the most annoying bird in the room, and that is Poofy Pigeon. One of our favorite Canadians out there.
And I do want to shout out Tyler Stevens because he dropped like 8 different videos from his town and around his town, around the area where he polices. So we might.
What happened to Jinja? Jinja's in a different time zone than we are. He's from across the pond, so he will probably see this. Jinja, we love you when you see this.
Mm-hmm. He watches the next day now.
Yes.
That's his work schedule.
Daniel, what's going on, my dude? Oh, Fox Commander. That's how you know Chris isn't doing anything, because Fox Commander has emerged from the basement and he is here and hanging out with us.
He's been released.
If you guys have any suggestions, you can go ahead and drop them in here. I'm going to be checking the chat in case there's something. If you are part of our Discord group, you can obviously share something. I don't know that we have enough time to get through all these, but we are sure going to try. The only advice that I give to people that are sharing videos for us is to try to do current ones, because we've done this for over a year now. And so we've seen a lot of these. So if they're current, it's more often that we're going to see something, and try not to make them terribly long, because if not, we have to skip or we miss context and everyone complains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Boom 11, my dude, it is good to see you.
Boom.
Also an OG fan.
That's right.
So anyways, we're going to get through these things. Just a pretext for YouTube. I was a former police officer, and so we go and try to evaluate the body cam and give you guys an educated perspective, both for civilians and for people that are looking or are currently in law enforcement. And then you are subjected to my chat, which will jump you live, of which there's more law enforcement experience in the chat than there is currently talking on the screen.
That's right.
So shout out to them. Dr. June, my guy, who I need to go shooting with when he comes back. He's one of our DFW homies. So with all of that being said, we are going to get into it. I already have to bring my Bible out because Axon's here. And we're going to see.
Oh, you're going to love this one. So this was our thumbnail from last week, and I figured we'd just do it this time because Bill didn't use it. And so we lied to y'all. We clickbaited you last week. So this time,
Yeah, we're here. We're here.
I'm making sure. Also, I didn't have enough time to make a new thumbnail, so I figured.
You did double dipping here. It's a good excuse.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. It is Bad B attitude turns into a fight with the cop. So I know you're gonna love this one, Josh.
This is my favorite.
And let me know
These
if
are
the
my
audio is
favorite
good on
kinds.
these YouTube videos.
Super loud. For me, at least.
Okay. I can turn it down.
Yeah, like right there. In here.
Let me know if it's too loud.
You think that's okay?
Assault by threat.
She just threatened to kill me.
Just go that way.
This way right here.
That's not
Oh no, I hope that music.
Ignore
is
the
good.
music.
Let's
She
talk
just
over the music.
threatened to kill me. She
Okay.
said,
Close that
bitch,
door.
I'll kill you.
Okay, was there a confrontation
Close the
earlier
door.
with you and somebody else
No,
as well?
I literally...
Relax.
No, I literally...
Sarah,
No, I am relaxing. I am
Sarah,
talking to the
Sarah.
Okay,
officer.
I'm talking. She's fine. I got her. She's fine.
She's
touch
yelling
her,
now.
Don't touch her again. Okay, she's talking to me.
She's drunk.
I
Step to the
literally...
side for me.
Sarah, talk to me.
Ma'am, step to the side for me while I'm talking to her.
Sarah,
It's
listen.
really good. He notices that she's escalating it, and he's trying to keep her down. That's actually really good on his part for recognizing that this is not, even though clearly like they know each other and these might be friends, like she's not helping. It's also good to have a backup officer remove them as opposed to tell them to do it. Physically remove people from a scene. This is like half a domestic arrest happened. Like they hadn't hit each other yet, and they'll show up and do it in front of you. I don't know what it is about police presence that makes people get like more big in the britches and feel empowered to be kind of dickbags, but this is totally a thing.
Because they think they're right, Josh, and so the cops gonna agree with them and be on their side. See, I will say I do like this friend's energy, and other situations would be good. Of like, hey, don't talk to the cop. Just like shut your mouth. She's trying to be a lawyer here. She's drunk clearly, so like she's a very bad lawyer, and should probably just like not be getting herself into trouble here. But
I told you, do
I
not
am in
touch
her
her
best
again.
interest at
Okay.
heart.
All right, now talk to me.
I
best interest
literally
card.
Yeah.
was just sitting
Sarah, get
down,
out of here.
and the lady literally
if
came
she'd
up
had
to
that
me,
energy
"Oh,
when
you're
this
trying
girl
to
was
do
fighting
this
with
to my
whoever was
boyfriend."
inside,
I said,
this
no,
wouldn't
what
be
are
an
you
issue.
talking about? I'm
Juan
just in
gets
my
it.
own world.
Nighthawk, good to see you, my dude.
Thing
Watch
to
out
the
for your
music.
Uh-huh.
And then she was like,
Also, Keith, good to see you,
no.
my
And
dude.
then she
Sarah,
started
walk
doing
away.
this, that, and the other.
Do I need to tell you one more time to shut your mouth?
I'm trying to help.
Okay, she's me and her talking. She's not walking away till I let her walk
face.
away. Are you clear? Are you clear? Okay, then walk down there so I can talk to her.
Ass don't make dog.
Now, Sarah, if you
Stay
want
right here with me.
Sarah, listen to me. Sarah, walk the fuck away now. Listen to me.
She's
Come
staying
to
in.
me now.
Okay.
Sarah,
If you come back one more time, ma'am.
Sarah, Sarah.
It's
Sarah,
obstruction at this point.
Ma'am?
God.
No.
Or interference,
She's not leaving.
depending on where you're at.
She's not leaving.
I need to explain the
She's probably by
situation
herself,
to
though.
them.
Sarah, look at
Sarah,
me.
talk to me.
now.
Sarah, okay. What's going on?
I am, by any means, like literally, I am not confrontational. I am not
Yeah.
anything.
Become the waterworks, baby.
They approached me and they said, okay, you're trying to approach my boyfriend like this. I said, what are you talking about?
Okay, you can skip to her story because I really don't care. Just kind of just skip ahead.
oh, here we go.
I'll be right back.
You can mute it for a second until you select this, so we don't get copyright
Oh,
stricken
that's
for all
right,
this
yeah, with the
music.
wicked
Yeah.
music.
All right.
Everybody's
I got her ID.
settled and gone.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so they said that there's no offense. Parties are separated. They're just trying to call it a day.
I've asked you several times. Let me see your
You
ID.
can, of course, see my driver's license.
Okay.
There's no need to
I
ID her
100%
unless she was
I'm just trying to
involved.
help her.
Okay.
To be honest, I'm
Yeah.
not team IDing her at this point.
I would do anything to help her. She's
I
my
understand,
best
but when a police officer tells you to
Of
step
course,
aside,
100%.
and
I will
weren't-
give you
weren't
whatever you
listening.
want.
It's all right here. You weren't listening.
Doesn't matter.
100%.
At this point, it does. It's irrelevant at this
I
point.
I'm on the verge of criminally trespassing you from ever coming back here.
You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. That sounds like a fight.
Just let
How's
me.
it real quick? Criminal trespass has to be requested by the a representative of the estate. So, like, if it's like a bar, it would be the bar owner or a manager or an employee. And even then, even in like the state of Texas, where property rights are like valued pretty much over anything. That's why stand your ground clause and all that stuff. We are pro property value or property owner people when it comes to Texas and the way that the Texas state law is going to control access to private property. If someone just said, I don't like the way the guy looked at me, I want you to criminally trespass him, like you don't technically have to do that as a police officer. I'm sure SOPs are going to be different depending on the police department. I have refused to criminally trespass somebody. If they're willingly leaving, they're like, well, I don't want to be here because these guys are dickheads anyways. Why am I documenting this? Why am I generating a report if this guy's like, I'm never fucking coming back here ever again? I'm from out of town. There's no real reason for me to think that this is going to escalate. Now, it's a judgment call. Because let's say I don't get this guy ID'd and then somebody drives to the front of the store and firebombs it, well, then I look like an asshole. But there is a little bit of discretion here that can be leveraged. Is this video from Texas? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But you never know.
It could be.
Oh, Bill's here. My dude.
Yeah, dude.
Glad you're keeping them in check. We'll keep going.
He's salty that we were punctual for once when he's not here.
Evan Mint, it's good to see you.
Here. I'm 26 years old.
Cool.
Relevant.
I swear to God.
She's drunk though,
Just let
so
me go home, please.
give her a pass. Is she detained?
Take a picture of that.
What do you
If she's
I'm doing?
detained for what?
I would never try and harm anyone. Please.
I'm still over there yelling.
Is she being detained?
All right, here we go. I'll be right back.
Get out of here. I'll be right back, so she is detained, but for what?
I want to tell you what happened
Tell me what happened.
No, they're sisters. They're sisters.
Okay,
Oh, they fighting?
listen, hey, listen to Okay, listen. Look at me. Look at me. What's her name? What is her
This is
name?
a PI arrest already. She's in jail. She's in handcuffs in the back of a patrol car already. Oh, she's already going to jail.
Let it go.
Okay,
Let it
do I
go.
make myself clear?
He knows who's in the wrong. You're making it wrong. I get it.
Okay,
Stop.
okay.
I'm good.
You need to calm down now.
I'm fine.
Okay, I hear you shouting
Chandler,
all the way down
stop.
there. Are you with her?
I hate drunk people.
All right.
It's our engagement party.
Okay, I understand.
So, like, this is a big deal.
I understand, but she's got to learn to control herself.
No, I understand.
We've got it
It's
under
irrelevant.
control.
I get it. We're fine.
I understand. Hey, sorry.
Where y'all parked at?
I hate drunk people.
No, we're calling Ubers.
Okay. Take her-
This
take
makes
her
me
down that side.
so pro-choice. You don't even know.
I get it. I'm sorry.
Don't walk
No,
up on
go that
me.
way.
I have principles until I get around drunk people, and I'm like, nah, no, never mind.
All right, are you with them?
It's a really, really, really late turn.
All right, we got it.
Sorry.
All right, we got it under control.
I know. No,
She was like good until like 32 or so.
What? It doesn't
Yeah.
help
This is
when she
no.
continues.
I get it.
All right.
She's the baby. She's not engaged.
Right.
You skip, I don't care about any of this. We'll see what happens
Oh,
here.
here we go.
She's still
About to pick a
complaining?
Fight. Oh yeah. So this dude is, I guess, handling stuff.
Well, she kept coming over with it, kept trying to bring the fight back.
Careful what you say on Bodycam. Maybe we'll get you in trouble.
Okay, y'all can go.
I just said we can go.
Okay, y'all
Team
can
Net,
We're just waiting.
wait on your friend. Okay.
Okay, listen to me.
wait in your car. Or actually, not in your car, in the Uber's
We're
car.
not waiting.
She's waiting on her friend.
We're not waiting for anything. We're going.
Or walk home.
No, I'm talking to him. Y'all are together, right?
Yes.
Okay. I genuinely don't feel like I did anything wrong to you, and I don't know why you're being so
I'm not going to debate this.
Leave.
I
Go
ain't
leave.
going to debate this with you.
You're free to go.
Okay.
I didn't do
Leave.
anything to
You
you.
have.
Get that name and badge
You were
number.
so good about
Leave.
don't talk to cops earlier for your friend. Take your own advice.
This is stressing me out.
No, I don't care.
That's the Rockin' Taco. This might be.
Well, Tony, seen you. Same here.
We do have a Rockin' Taco.
Same here, girlfriend. We'll keep going.
In Dallas.
I don't care about the story.
It was just some catty shit.
That's exactly
It is
what
catty
it
shit.
was.
Just
For your
really
patience, okay?
honestly didn't do anything. Everybody.
That's fine. Okay, cool. There's no offense. Why are you talking to law enforcement?
The girl literally thought, like,
Okay.
can I get
You
this
literally need to leave.
Hey, ma'am, come here. You want to?
Oh, here we go.
Now you're not leaving. You're getting a criminal trespass.
Come on, he's like 5'9". The girl
He's like
literally
5'9".
thought,
What?
like, can I get this seat next to
I
me?
bet that's what she gets
Hey,
arrested.
ma'am, come here.
Yo.
Now you're not
Go.
leaving. Now you're not leaving. You're getting a criminal trespass. You're not
I
coming
have
back.
not done anything to you.
No.
Now you're coming back.
You called
inside.
her short?
Sorry.
Come on.
No.
No.
I'm going to guess you're coming
No.
back.
I have never done anything to you.
Nope.
Now you just talked to
Nope.
Come on.
No, Do not touch me.
Wow, this is a bad arrest. Done. I'm done with this video. This is stupid.
Stop touching
Wait,
me.
but she's still got to fight
This is a
him.
bad arrest.
You're getting criminally trespassed. Let me see your driver's license one more time.
You already have it.
Please stop doing
You're
that.
getting a criminal
Should've
trespass.
taken a
Not
picture.
come back in here.
Oh my god, did you see the D's nuts patch?
I need.
Wait a minute, wait a
To
minute.
really say it?
Yes.
Please.
Come on, baby.
That's why I was wondering who the heck
Next.
this guy was.
That's why I see who goes next.
Coming back.
Wait, hang on. Well, I just need to see this patch again.
Okay.
And then we'll move on.
Please.
It's the dude with the face.
She run?
Yep. Oh my god.
Nice. I like
She
the running.
outran you in friggin' boots, dude?
Dog. Drunk, too.
Drunk too, yeah, and like high heels and a skirt.
Come on. Let's go.
Listen to me. I won't.
Okay. Blah, blah, blah.
Jack it, dude. Now,
I'm
there's
not-
something right there.
Where's these nuts guy?
Team this. I'm not team this
What's
at
he getting
all.
out of his car?
She doesn't qualify for PI because she's not a danger to herself or others.
Moment.
Doesn't qualify for it because you released her from the scene. She's on a public sidewalk that she has every right to be on. Dog.
Stop.
Termination. Potentially a civil rights violation. Let's keep going. I'm done with this.
Okay, well, the guy's patch said these nuts.
That's hilarious.
Hopefully someone else saw it.
All of that over being criminally trespassed, I agree. That's going to be... I would have been looking at days off. If not being fired, to be honest. Actually, no, I'd say being fired, probably. Just put them okay, Brian P.
Okay, so next one.
We'll keep going.
All right, let's see. Oh, here we go. This will be a positive one for you. A little palate cleanser. It says Carrollton police bust a move after responding to noise complaint. This is near our hood.
Okay. Yeah, Carrollton's pretty close. More music, dog.
Here, we'll put a loud party call. All right, we'll mute it.
I'll mute it.
Only one caller.
Knock. Okay, with you today.
What are you celebrating?
No, graduation.
Okay, right on.
Oh, my God. You want to get some food?
No.
Oh, yes.
I don't.
Bro, you're gonna put your money for some food. You say yes
All right, let's go.
every time, dude.
Dang it.
I have to come in dancing, though.
This is your neighbors when we're trying to record Officers React episodes.
That is true. This is in the middle of the day. I'm not giving enforcement action here.
Hey,
my
your
guy.
mic's kind of cutting in and out
Oh, it is?
while you're talking. Yeah.
Is that better? Is that better?
Yeah.
Did I fix it? Okay. Let me know if it messes up, and then I'll
Yeah.
just switch.
Okay. I think that's good.
Okay. Let me know if it changes.
Okay, we can listen to this music. We don't have copyright in Mexico.
Oh man, now it's a
That's
party.
not true.
Hello.
Probably. I don't know.
This is good community relations.
See, you cut out again.
I can't dance. All right.
You said it's community relations. Bro, this is a party.
I will ask this general
Let's
question.
go.
Though these are my people, I truly do not understand why music played in a 150 square foot backyard has to be played at like a 16 out of 10. Like, never fully understand that. Those bands get played. I think they only get paid if they like get past the hearing pain threshold, you know? Dog, it's wild.
So it's $5 to
OG.
fix Josh's mic, guys. Just so y'all know.
Is it broken?
It did it again. It seems
Oh.
to do it like right when you start talking. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just
Here.
What's your distance to it, or is it? I feel like you're getting noise gated. It's doing to you what it used to do to me.
How about this? Is this better?
I think so. Yeah.
That's like, is that good?
Yeah, that sounds cleaner.
Okay. I just unplugged the Sennheiser.
Oh, okay. What are you using?
That should
the-
be
Oh, just the.
Just the Zoom. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right.
Get in the mic. Wow, we ganked.
Dude, we were so good with audio for the longest time, and then
Graduated. You.
Discord has just been crapping out.
I'm out of here. All right, we gotta get back to work.
Okay, thank you.
No,
Doug, I hope she graduated college. But be careful.
Yeah, it's not a high school graduation. Let's hope.
You too. Y'all have fun, okay?
Officer still can't help himself. Body cam. That's funny.
Worth it. Bill's just mad to get some milk.
Man, we can stay there all night.
That'd be nice.
Night. Yeah.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
I mean, work a part time and you can.
It's true. All right, on to the next one.
I have worked a Quince where I think I sent you this video, Josh, because it was in Arlington when I was where the Quince was.
Yeah.
And it was literally the guy that was there, the cop that was there as security. He was just dancing with one of the ants.
The what? You need to get a cat?
He's a menace.
Okay, give me 10 seconds. I'm going to go scruff a cat out of a room.
Oh my god. All right, well, Josh is gone. What do y'all want to watch? Let's see. What do we got? What's cool? What's good? Ooh, opens fire. Oh, here. Oh, these are Tyler's. I think we got into Tyler's. These are all Buffalo police. Oh, these are gonna be wild. Let's see. Anything that's longer than 20 minutes, Tyler, we are gonna probably skip around on.
You guys can say hi to my cat.
Oh, hey, look at that asshole.
There's my Count Rugen.
Yeah,
Yep. You're down.
I hate that cat.
There you go. What'd they say?
We just watched a little porn while you were gone. It's fine.
Oh, nice.
Don't worry about it.
Clip it.
Clip it. We're just trying to get banned while Bill's not here.
Manifold, what's going on, my dude? I haven't seen Manifold in a hot minute.
Dude,
also, Andromeda, what's going on, my dude?
All right. Let's
Notorious Emu. Rugen, Notorious Emu loves you. There you go. A little butthole. My wife is very mad at this cat, so.
Yeah, she should be. Hopefully you can return him to the getaway.
Everyone said, hey, kitty. Tell him to fix his mic. Is my mic still messed up?
No, it sounds fine right now.
Really? Chris has left the chat.
All right, let's see.
From the bots. Okay.
This next set of videos are the ones that Tyler Stevens sent us. They're all from
my guy. All right, Tyler Stevens, we got you, homie G.
30 and 31.
Let's see. It's a lot of exchanges of gunfire, so I'm glad we got to watch some dancing first.
Exxon's here, so I got my Bible ready.
So I don't understand the need to put this overlay that has a tape on the bottom here.
We're getting calls on you, that's why.
And it's BS that the battery's full.
I mean, just, maybe just try to keep it down a little bit.
Oh, they said your microphone's definitely broken. Why is it broken?
You guys live over here?
You sound fine to me. I don't know why they're...
No, I don't care. Yeah, sure. If you want. Yeah.
How about that? That better?
Good.
It sounds the same to me. Sounds good to me.
It's legal.
No, not on YouTube. It doesn't sound fine.
Okay, that's weird.
Maybe did I fix it?
That's all good.
Excellent conditions. Good.
Tell me if I fixed it.
Okay. Here, I'm gonna listen to it on this thing and see what it's doing.
Maybe. I unplugged a microphone, so he said okay to me. Is Bill just being picky? Mike equals trash.
It sounds fine.
Boom 11 says it's fine. Daniel says it's fine. I do like that F and Mint said Mike equals trash.
Maybe it was bad a second ago when you were like away from it with your cat.
Maybe.
All right, let's do a poll.
You did a poll to see how the bike is?
Yeah.
Trash Mike.
Yes. How is Josh's mic? Yes or no?
Yes.
Ask your
wow, that'll be the how is Josh's mic? Yes or no? This is auto gonna go to.
All right.
Sounds fine to me. Sounds good to me. Okay.
Yeah, I wonder. It might also have been the video has got some god awful noises.
That's also true. That's
as
also
well,
true.
including some weird screeches that sound like feedback. So it might have been that too, because technically your feed and the video feed are the same feed on OBS.
We got out of 12 votes, 92% say yes. How's my mic? It's yes.
Yes. Okay, good. We got a yes.
I'm gonna tell you if you're valid.
Oh, I know I'm valid.
Let's see.
Trust me.
Not that you're driving, so it don't matter. Don't matter. You ain't driving.
No. Show me. I want to see. I know for a fact I'm valid. Let me see.
I'm curious what the heck happened here.
He cannot show you that screen. That would be a violation of NCIC TCIC policy.
No, I don't care. Yeah, sure. If you want.
All that beeping is from the video.
Oh, this wonderful copywritten music. Walmart mic. I wish. This is like a $700
Super
setup.
expensive mic.
It's legal. It's legal.
You said I got weed. Why are you admitting to anything?
That's all good.
He needs that
Happy
friend from
birthday
the
to
other
Marijuana.
video.
They see the police here. They ain't pulling over. They think y'all still on that drunk shit.
Yeah. You live on Orange? Can I see it?
No, my house stays out on the street.
Who does?
Trust me, he says every criminal. Yes.
I stay on.
That equates to PC when somebody starts saying things like that.
Let me see. I'll tell you if you're valid.
Just having a friendly debate.
Oof.
I'm gonna tell you if you're valid.
Oh, I know I'm valid.
Let's see.
Did you just replay it?
Not that you're driving, so it don't matter.
Yeah, I just replayed it because we missed most of
No,
the.
show me. I want to see. I know for a fact I'm valid. Let me see.
He restricted, but you're valid.
Restricted? Where you say restricted at?
No, you're valid.
Oh, I'm about to say.
I'm saying
my
D
God.
restricted. So you got
Hey,
like
Fred.
glasses or something?
Just show us they're running Microsoft Windows.
Yeah, it's valid. It's valid, yeah.
Yeah, I know for a fact my license.
3, alright.
What's he doing?
I have no clue.
Oh, you got 3 warrants, though.
Got 3 warrants.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, dude.
Felony. I'm just kidding. Alright.
I'd be gone, dude.
Alright.
Had 2 beers like 6 hours ago, officer.
Alright. Still looks like he's got something bulging out of the front. You guys good?
Whoa.
You got the liquor, though. Alright. What's the big bulge in the front of his pants, though? There's a big bulge.
Why does that matter?
Okay, I'm gonna look up.
Where are we at?
Why is he here?
Why is he?
I'm very confused. Why he's a friendly encounter.
Oh, it's in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
That's why. You can't carry a gun in New York. That's
Oh,
why.
okay. I got you.
Okay. They don't live in a free state where
Yeah.
you cannot be armed. You must be disarmed public. So that would be a felony in progress. They have reasonable suspicion to believe it. I don't agree with it, but
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this was just what I'm trying to figure out why he was.
Austria Developments. What's going on, man?
Oh, he was responding to a call about an apparent threat. Okay. That's why he was there.
Maybe your microphone needs Jesus.
In the Roger shirt. I know. I do. I just want to make sure everyone's safe. I know. Oh. Your boy's making me nervous, though.
Who's making you nervous? How the f*** is making you nervous?
He's running. We got
Who's
one
running?
jumping out in a Rogers green jersey. He's got a gun in the front.
Unprovoked flight
Stop!
in New York.
He's going eastbound.
For what?
Eastbound to the next street.
Yeah, they don't like unprovoked flights in New York after the.
I don't.
9/11
To be honest,
incident.
if this was in Texas, this probably wouldn't be kosher. Now, he did shoot a cop, so at this point, I don't feel bad for him, but the initial stop's a little
A
spicy.
little weird. I mean, would you even run after him?
Me? In Texas? Hell no.
Well, in Texas,
I wouldn't have got out of the car.
saying, like,
I wouldn't even looked at him.
hypothetically in New York,
Running eastbound.
Yeah.
out over a bulge in his pants.
Eastbound.
Yeah.
Green jersey.
What? Now, to be fair, the bulge did end up being a gun, but
Well, yeah, but like,
no, I'm with you though. That's pretty weak.
Eastbound.
like if he's running, fine. Go.
I will say this: I'm not a huge fan of having your flashlight on in the dark like that. He's in the dark and you're not. Turn that bad boy off. Good way to get shot. You just create a perimeter and figure it out, but I don't want to be. He's backlit by these street
I
lights.
took 4 shots at him. as he was running, shooting at me.
Also, both these guys need to work on their qual scores.
Mm-hmm. But you could hear from when he's getting out of the car.
He ran into the
He sounded like me before my super workout earlier today that got me all buff.
Let me catch my breath.
Just heard him go as he was getting out of his car seat.
Austria Developments, thank you for defending my mic honor. Hey, Poofy, this would happen in Canada too. Canada, they would realize you.
Tyler Stevens says, "Bulge in front of your pants is, to me is PC for a pat down." Okay.
These are the worst ways to respond. I hate this. This sucks.
Hey, it's Officer.
You have no idea what you're walking into. And you're going strictly based off a description on a guy on foot. Cars are a little easier, but these are very stressful calls. But read my last comment. Former NY resident, you can have a CCW. They restrict in lots of places where you can carry that fucking dog. And I think they have to be shall issue now. There's a recent Supreme Court case that made it shall issue. Yeah. This is a bad feeling.
Next one down.
It's a bad feeling, dog. Fuck this.
I'm glad the
I
Feds matches his fitness score.
Yeah, dude.
Nice and short.
He's a different officer, but...
Oh, is it really?
Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
screw everything about this. You run around the dark, by yourself, the flashlight, the guy with the gun. What's interesting, too, we talked about this during our flashlight review. Using a flashlight as opposed to your weapon-mounted light to save battery life.
Yeah.
Oh, he found him. The guy was just
for
chilling.
real? Oh, look at him. He's laying down.
Yes, he ditched his gun.
Keep your hand on the other side. Radio 522. Don't move. I'm covering Peachtree.
Did you hit him?
I don't know if he did or not.
Olivia, call the address out.
Let's see what score he gets for handcuffing.
Let go of the flashlight, maybe? Use both hands?
I'll give him a B. This guy's still on the radio.
I got one male in custody. He had white shorts on. He's in a tank top. He might have ditched the hoodie. I have him in custody.
Governor made. Patrol doesn't have nods. Hey, Maxie, give control. Yeah, that'll last all of 1 month.
Hello.
Someone would break their pair and then they'd get them all taken out.
Someone would use him to headbutt a suspect, and then they'd all get taken away.
He's not answering me. But he won't get up.
Daniels is 5 out of 10. Yeah, I give him a B. He had a lot going on there. The suspect gets minus the shooting on Fifth Amendment and observing his Fifth Amendment rights. He gets a 10 out of 10. He's not saying anything. Shout out to this guy. Also, big red flag. Someone has that much composure after getting in a gunfight with cops. Pretty sussy.
Done this before.
Oh, it's annoying. He's gonna go limp the whole time, which means you're gonna have to drag him, and these are the worst. He's just not gonna help you at all. His legs are kind of moving.
Yeah, he's kind of. Maybe he's just tired.
This means that he ditched the gun somewhere. He did. See, who was thrown down like that?
Yeah, by that point, the guy was pretty compliant.
Yeah. Maybe places where staccatos are issued. I can see that. This scenery, when it's dark, reminds me of the Blair Witch Project.
No.
I already have my Bible
the camera
out.
work too.
Right here, so
super shaky.
Get your legs in.
No.
Oh, he does speak.
Right side.
Nope. Well, you double check them and you verbally say, "I'm checking for tightness and double locking cuffs on your body cam, so you don't get stuck doing this bullshit." Definitely hid the gun in his. I don't know why I trust y'all's comments,
dude. It's because Evan Mintz is usually good. He usually behaves himself.
Oh my goodness! In terms of dark scenery, reminds us of a horror movie. Yeah, dude. We had 3 or 4 pretty big parks in Arlington, and every time we had to get into a search with a person with a weapon, it sucked. Like, you eventually have to use your flashlight. Every time I try to advise, unless you know that you're trying to look at something, do not use a flashlight if you can avoid it. It's just, shoot me. It's not a good feeling.
I'm right here.
Looks like you're not suspect. It kind of does. If it was a high point, I would charge him with.
I'm sorry, I'm burping on the mic.
He said littering. Y'all are savage today, dude. Jeez.
All right, this one's another one. Buffalo police opened fire on suspect who allegedly shot off at officers during high-speed chase. All right. Maybe we get a pit.
Hello. Good. Pulling over because of tints on the car. You got your license on you?
Tints on the car.
He's not operating it on a public roadway, though. If they pulled him over.
Let's find out. Maybe he just pulled into the parking lot for
1 second, okay?
safety. No, he was in a parking lot. So.
Nope. Nope. Not operating on a public roadway, you're not subject to transportation code. Wife taught Arlington at Lamar High School. My dog. I was a police officer.
Your registration
in my
has
area
been
of
suspended
operations.
since February for an insurance lapse. Did you have some sort of lapse, or did you switch insurance or anything? Okay. Yeah, your reg is suspended right now.
Ooh, registration suspended.
Yeah.
It's not really a big deal. We're just gonna gotta have you step out, and then we'll work.
Even then,
from there.
not operating a vehicle in a public roadway doesn't count. You let him get onto the roadway, you pull him over.
All right, no big deal.
I'm a real stickler for that, because what if this escalates into a use of force? You technically didn't have a good detention, and that's why it's important.
It's gonna escalate.
Oh, is it your leg?
Yeah, I got shot.
You got shot 2 weeks ago? Oh, in 2012? Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Public park, technically, yes.
I'll just have you step out slowly then, I guess? Are you able to?
Specifically states a public roadway. That's just such a gray area for people.
Knew that was
there he goes.
coming.
To be fair, he's still not on a public roadway.
Now he's on a public roadway. Everything.
He was driving on the grass.
He was on the grass.
Sorry.
He's in a public park now.
So if it's a public patch of grass, then it's a vehicle not operating on it correctly. So then you're good on that. Non-moving violation, so she can stop him. Whatever, dude. New York's stuck.
Damn. Oh, he's shooting already.
Shoot back.
Hell yeah, lean out.
Oh, I don't know about this. I don't know about this.
There's some Call of Duty.
Know your
right
limitations.
Here.
Know your limitations, dog. I don't want her flinging rounds.
Passenger and driver.
Oh, come on. Why would you switch to this camera?
Radio, passenger and driver both firing shots.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Sergeant George agreed with me that we had seen this before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Any cars approaching us, he is firing head on. He is firing at any officer coming
They
close.
followed him to the park. Tyler Stevens has been confirmed. This is a good stop then.
Shooting.
Okay, we're gonna skip all this because that camera view is trash.
Didn't you watch this one? Dylan B.
Dylan B. Calling us out. Ooh, look at that windshield.
It might have been him shooting back. Given where the bullets are.
Oh, nope. Oh, wait. Is that a third one? Hang on. Was it just your hand? Oh no, it was just your hand that moved. I thought there was a third one that just popped up.
The following video.
Okay, you just do it for half a second so we can't read it. That's cool.
I'm glad Chris isn't driving. Wow.
Good, stop, a minute.
They are still shooting at officers, currently still shooting at officers.
Yep. Oh, shit.
You get hit?
Oh, shit.
Ever 441 radio, we're heading to CMC. My partner's hit. Where you hit, Chris?
You get hit, you shoot him back.
Yeah, I'm hit.
At this point, you can articulate all the deadly force you want.
Go. I'm fine.
Radio, let your CMC know we're heading there.
I understand the use of force. I just don't like the backstop.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's.
Unless you're a high-speed, low-drag operator, like I'm not team that. I get it.
Let's get cover.
I don't know about that. Yeah. Agreed. I don't know how to feel about that. Ooh. Mag dump it. Mag dump it now. It's not moving. There we go. I blessed that. Backwards. You got it, girlfriend. All right. We don't need to see the rest of this. We need to see the rest of this.
Right.
But don't shoot at police. Don't run from police. I'm glad they clarified that they did follow the vehicle into the parking lot, because then all of those stops are valid. Then this was good policing technically, minus the weird sketchiness and some of the. Oh boy, I don't know how I felt about that.
Daniel called her Maggie Magdump.
Kind of was. At this point, I would have been happy if officer. He's not wrong. Also, where rifles make a lot more sense than handguns do. They're just much more stable shooting platforms. Crossfire is definitely the sketchy thing in that, but understanding your limitations. As I shot frequently at 30 yards plus with a handgun because I knew that was a likelihood that it might happen. I knew, however, though, that my hit probability at 30 yards was way not as good as it was at 10. So you just have to make those judgments because you don't want to add more issues to the situation. There's already bad stuff happening. You don't need to be contributing. So just understand your limitations, both physically and mentally or whatever. Boom. I agree. This is the one time where I think it's appropriate.
And spiritually.
Yeah, that too.
To a developing story tonight, new video released from the Attorney General's office shows the moments leading up to a deadly state trooper-involved shooting in downtown Buffalo. 3 separate videos document the exchange between 38-year-old James Huber of Pennsylvania and veteran New York State trooper Anthony Nigro. Thanks for.
Besides, Liz Lewin has been. Refresh your memory. This all started with a high-speed chase in the town of Brant. Trooper then eventually exited into the. It was captured by Trooper Nigro, the New York State trooper involved in the deadly shooting of James Huber on February 12th over on East Eagle Street in downtown Buffalo. Here's the video in real time, showing the moments leading up to when Trooper Nigro discharged his weapon. Now, let's replay this exchange in slow motion. The video starts with Trooper Nigro behind the wheel. He recognizes Huber's car over on East Eagle Street. Nigro moves towards Huber's vehicle, ordering him to get out of the car. Huber refused and stayed seated behind the wheel.
Get the out!
Nigro then grabbed Huber's car door handle while pointing his gun in Huber's direction. Huber replied, "No way," and turned his back to the trooper.
Dude, get out! Get out!
At this point, Nigro reached into the car, grabbing Huber with.
This is not great weapon retention. We talk about this a lot when you're using a rifle or when you're doing room clearing, that you don't want to over-penetrate a barrier because you can't see a portion of it. Because nothing's worse. The only thing worse than getting shot is giving them the gun to shoot you with.
So imagine he got dusted. This guy watched does TikTok like
That's kind of what I'm.
While he was driving away, he was watching the TikTok, scrolling through.
Exactly.
He saw and he's like, "Oh, maybe."
So, if you're gonna go hands-on while using a handgun, do it from a much more dominant position than this. This guy's again, and it's one of our tenets here at OnlyCops. We do not detain cars with our bodies. That being said, and again, know your limitations here. Like, what are you gonna one-handedly pull this guy out of this car? If he's refusing, just hang out. And like, let's say there was some level of exigency, like there was maybe a kidnap victim inside of there or something like that. I don't know, pistol whip this dude in the face and figure something out. Like, you're just not gonna gain any more leverage in this situation, given the way that he's approached it. That being said, it's not often you get to practice this scenario of forcefully removing somebody from a car at gunpoint, but if you're a cop, I think it's good to have at least a game plan or at least some standardized training that kind of gives you some tools to do this. We don't get anything else?
I don't think so. It's just some guy talking about stuff.
He smokes the guy.
I was trying to see if there was a reason why they were after this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he ran. I'm guessing if they could articulate the pursuit, there's probably some reason. But
and I feel like we've seen this one before, but I might be thinking of
Andromeda said that Andromeda agreed that the dust training probably would have come in.
There was one, and I don't know if it was this one or it was a similar one, but there was one where the guy was like he'd been crashing into a bunch of stuff, and this was just one of many officers that had engaged him, and this was just like the end of it.
I see.
But I'm not 100% sure if that was this video or if this is a different one that just looks the same.
Oh, Daniel called. Seen this? My guy. We had seen that.
Yeah.
I was curious if they had an extra disposition on it.
Yeah.
Keystone Cops live stream.
Okay, so this is
Rochester, more New York.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are all from Tyler. These are all in his neck of the woods.
Either drugs or youngling forced.
Tyler has recently joined our Patreon, and that's why he gets to
Cascade Industrial
dump all these videos on us.
Ham, it is very good to see you.
Ham! So happy to see you. We are bill-less today, but he's in the chat.
We are bill-less today.
Boss, I need you to drop that knife right now. Drop the knife right now.
We are just two buns with no meat today.
Put the knife down right now.
There it is. Use that takedown.
Drop the knife and stop walking towards us. Back up.
Good plan.
Back.
Distance is your friend.
Boss, I need you to drop the knife right now.
Lock your door.
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to not kill me for Jesus, and I need you to drop that knife right now. Back the cars out. Detail 09, he is still advancing on us with the knife.
Hey,
we are trying to back out of the area.
We just watched our latest officers react.
Boss, we need you to drop that knife right now.
Hit that knife with the guy.
Back. Drop the knife. Detail 09, individual has stated he does wish to kill us and he's dangerous. Back up, get in the car and go.
Idea here. I do like that he's telling everyone to give him space because they're trying to buy him more time to not get hurt.
I like the way he's keeping distance too and putting stuff in
drop the knife right now.
Including these cars, because at least it's a knife.
Drop
he can
the
slash
knife.
The car he wants.
Drop the knife right now.
That was consent. We're gonna put roll.
Glenn, block traffic.
Oh, use cover.
So, I'm wondering where are the other officers? Are they all just behind him?
They're staying inside their cars. He might have directed them to do that.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I was like, okay, there's definitely more cop cars, but I don't see any more cops.
Pepper spray his feet.
Drop the knife right now.
40 Mike also a good idea here. Boulder wrap might make sense. We've got a knife.
Backing out on the main street.
Yeah, I mean, you get a little bit of time to then.
That's true.
Guys,
to
go
then
this
tase
way.
him and then pepper ball him. And then tase him again.
Good move on his part. Officer Juan mentioned.
Behind me. Behind me. This way. Yep.
Tickle with a feather would work 100%.
Guys, behind me so we can loop around the block.
Well, I don't like his freedom of movement,
Boss,
however.
drop the knife.
The one downside, because he might become dangerous to the public here because of how much he's moving. But I do like that they're giving him every opportunity to surrender.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty desolate, so I feel like they're probably just trying to give him a chance.
Yeah, right there. Shut down the street right there.
Like that.
Guys, behind me this way. Drop the knife right now.
I would like the idea of keeping a flashlight in his eyes. You like that
Boss,
idea?
I need you to drop the knife right now. Come on, man. We ain't got to go down this road.
He was keeping pretty good distance before. This guy's picking up speed.
He's walking backwards.
Boss, you need to stop.
I'm saying like this guy's picking up speed, so he's like speeding up towards him.
Don't.
Before he was
Back
walking
up
a little bit
right now.
slower. Yeah, makes me think he was.
God damn it! Detail 09, shots fired. Step up, AMR.
Hey, we had AMR.
Stop!
Step on the knife.
Stop!
Take it away.
Holster! Stop! Fuck! Unzip him.
Yeah, he hit him somewhere. Stop.
Yeah.
That's abdominal breathing.
Detail 09, I need AMR to step up. I need a trauma kit to the scene immediately.
I don't need any more of that. That's good aftercare. I'm good on him for doing that, but and
everything else is blurred. So,
dog, that's a well, and even then, from a training standpoint, I'm glad they're doing aftercare. If you have the training to provide aftercare, I have a hard time. I feel sympathetic for whatever mental health issues this guy is going through that caused him to become in the state that he's in. But if you're going to selfishly force another person's hand like that, I really don't feel bad for you when something happens. I lose a lot of sympathy because
he was
you've now
given
that.
more than every chance. Like that was.
Yeah. Well, and what I'm saying is it's a selfish. If you have those type of ideations, right?
Mm-hmm.
To burden someone else with having to do that for you is kind of shitty. One thing to jump from a bridge, it's another thing to jump on a bridge on a highway to hit somebody. Like that's you're intentionally going out of your way to make someone else suffer.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's different. People that are actually hurting and end up having these types of thoughts, I do feel I have a very soft spot for it. And I'm glad that there's organizations that are doing stuff about that. As a cop, I had plenty of times had been there for people that had attempts and things of that nature. But like when you, like I said, you're making other people suffer on top of that. I had to think about people that have mass shootings and stuff like that. Like I just have no sympathy for those type of people. That sounds heartless and cruel, but like, I don't know. I've been on the business end of a handful of these. Too much hesitation for me. Officer Cliche, I agree. Right after he started picking up the cadence of his pace, yeah. I'm always going to advocate for trying to give these people opportunities to comply, but the guy walked like 3 blocks.
Yeah.
You know,
it was
like
a very long time that he had.
If it was a more heavily populated part of the city, there's no way you let him do that. There's no way.
If there was a crowd, if it was daytime.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I said like the fact that it was pretty desolate gave them the opportunity to actually be able to do that. But
yeah,
any other time of day, any other time or any other location, and it probably ends a lot quicker.
Yeah, Sergeant George, I agree. Daniel says, "Bows."
Hello, my name is Cynthia Harriet Sullivan. I'm the police chief for the city of Rochester and Rochester, New York.
Hoorah.
You're about to view a critical incident video.
Yeah, we are.
It's always been my goal to be as transparent as
cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
10-6-21. It's a lot of Rochester, man.
Oh goodness. Okay. Let's see.
Andromeda, I agree, and also Sergeant George, I agree.
Oh, there's somebody committing an armed robbery, wearing a blue hoodie, at a Family Dollar.
Look at that. I like that they're giving call tag. This is what the officer would either be reading or had read to them by dispatch while they're going to a call. These timestamp updates are as dispatch is relaying that information to a police officer. This is what a lot of people don't realize with police calls is this is the only information officers get until they make scene. Mm-hmm. It's whatever the call taker is relaying to dispatch and whatever dispatch is relaying to you. If it's a robbery, this is code 3 response. You're probably not reading your MDC while you're driving, unless you have a second officer with you. So dispatch is going to be relaying this information over the radio to you.
Okay, so it looks like, yep, Officers went, shots fired,
I
ambulance.
do
was
like
called.
that they gave the whole call text. I do
Yeah,
like that.
that was
Also,
nice.
be careful what you put in call text because that is record for forever. You idiot.
Unless you're Dallas PD and you just happen to lose like 20 terabytes worth of data.
Dog.
I love calling out Dallas PD.
Does anyone have a gun in here?
Yes. Assume everyone does now.
Hey, come here. Give me your hands. Get out of the pocket. Get your hands out of your pocket. Get your hands out of your pocket.
Wow, this is so sketch. Yeah. That's super sketchy.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Drop it!
That was crazy sketchy. Ooh. Hey, dog, it's a robbery. I don't think I'm holstering that, to be honest.
Well, you know.
Like,
Robert
based
might
on
be
call
chill,
text.
dude.
Yeah, I like what he's got. This is a better idea.
Oh, he's holding it again?
Yeah.
Bruh. 15
Hey,
seconds.
come here. Give me your hands.
Oh, there you
Get
go.
out of the pocket. Get your hands out of your pocket. Get your hands
Out of your pockets now!
Oh, this backup officer's crushing it.
Oof.
Hands out now! Drop the gun! Drop it!
Oh,
brave,
dude, she's going in there and
I got it.
dominating.
Wow. Shout out to her.
Dude,
Yo,
I respect that.
that was wild.
I respect that.
Tell him to start EMS.
Shout out to gloves on him, I guess. I don't.
Don't rob stores.
Yeah. Get your hands out of your pockets.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, he had a gun.
Start EMS to the Family Dollar in West Main.
Hey, I was 223.
Oh,
that was my call sign.
That
On
was your call
patrol
sign?
for a little while. For like 2 years. It was 223. It was 223 right before we left.
Drop!
Okay.
The real cool. The initial officer, like, bro, either your gun's out or not. Like, there's no need to reholster that much. I kind of get that he's like confused with what's going on. Big red flag is when the sliding doors have both had to be replaced with plywood. That place had been robbed already.
That's why everyone's so calm.
Exactly. It's like there's a fifth robbery that week or whatever. But I do like that instead of following, because you're useless behind them, that you went to go cut off. That's a really good instinct. And that not only that, she had the best angle to go ahead and also had the stones to just step up and disarm the guy. That's really good on her part. She did it really well. The initial officer did a good job. He had by far the sketchiest job there. He was the only one that ended up discharging his firearm, but they had a good backstop. I mean, that's freezers behind them. Most of that's pretty bullet resistant. And hopefully nobody back there. That's the hope. But yeah. Good job on them.
If it was a CVS, you would know there's nobody back there because nobody works there.
Exactly. Police chief who lasted 6 need assault beanbag launchers. I agree. Random here. I just got promoted to supervisor at my company. My guy, congratulations. So now I'm roaming on patrol. Bro, God bless. If you're a supervisor on patrol, God bless. Shout out to having dispatch operators. That's funny. Does anyone have a gun? Most of America does. A lot of Americans. It's less of a percentage than you would think, but I think you'd also be surprised at where guns end up being when you're talking about the states. Now, in New York, it's a lot less frequent, but in Texas, like.
In Texas, you're probably more likely than not.
Yeah, it's a higher density of guns, but yeah, in New York, it's a lot less frequent.
Yeah. And then you've got
and the type of guns you're running into too, because guns are so much more expensive there. you're very lucky to see a Glock or anything that's like bigger than a revolver, versus in Texas, it was very common for me to be outgunned like the whole time. It'd be Dracos and AKs, whatever, bougie stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here our average is also skewed because most people own multiple. If they own one, they probably own like 8.
That's the problem. It's like especially because there's so many FFLs in Texas. The competition for prices really drives it down. And there's also like Texas edition things. So like, and that's because again, we have a lot of consumers of firearms here. So like it's cheaper. There's less barriers to entry to getting a firearm in Texas. So, and there's an aspect of it that's cultural. Huge respect for the female officer getting up close and not personal.
Tyler says this one we're about to watch just happened like 2 weeks ago. So,
all right, based.
This will be nice.
The warning's already been provided.
That's right.
Law enforcement officers catch up with Burns and attempt to detain him on Vassar Street in Rochester. A foot pursuit involving an MCSO deputy ensues. Burns was given multiple commands to stop running, but the suspect does not comply.
We saw
As
this.
the foot pursuit continues down Vassar, Burns turns once as if to look over his shoulder. While continuing to run.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
We saw this one.
I'm trying to find
Keith says, "Woohoo, go
my
Texas!"
microphone is hiding the thing that like gets me out of full screen.
Dude's my first ship as a supervisor. Already had 5 guys call me and ask me what to do. Wow, that's not a good feeling.
They're trolling you.
To be fair, I was not a supervisor. I was just a senior officer on shift. And 2 years into patrol, I became the most senior officer in the 7th largest city in Texas, in the busiest side of town. It was not a good feeling. Sergeant George.
Be a sovereign
Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Record! Get over here now! Don't touch me! I haven't done anything wrong.
You're gonna get tased.
For what?
Pedestrian in a roadway, bro.
You're not cooperating.
You're not allowed to touch me.
Stop it! Our fucking Juan, I love you, dude. I love you so much.
Not doing anything wrong. Quit your jaywalking.
Pedestrian in a roadway, baby.
Not in my city.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Do you all remember the sovereign citizen arrested in under 5 minutes in Oregon video from July last year? If so, well, he's back with a repeat performance, but this time in Butte County, California. Get your popcorn ready for this one.
Neighbor.
May I help you?
You got a missing license plate.
I don't have a license plate.
Operating a motor vehicle on a public roadway with
a license plate. I'm not
unregistered vehicle.
I'm not for commerce.
So
it's a good stop.
Not a motor vehicle.
In order for us to be able to continue this conversation, I'm going to need to fill this paperwork out.
What's that?
I said in order for me to continue this conversation with you,
so
I'm going to need
to converse with me, and I'm going to need your ID.
No, I'm going to need to see your supervisor, and I'm going to invoke my 5th Amendment right away.
What?
Dude, come on, you're a soft sit, you're incapable of remaining silent. Oh, and good luck getting a cop to fill out your meaningless form.
Do you have ID on you?
I don't answer questions, sir. I'm gonna need to talk to your supervisor.
20, 24. You want to head to another location?
Here you go. This is for you to fill out.
It's your channel's freaking making.
And I need your identification.
1797.
So let's get this straight. By law, you must fill out this random form I downloaded from Sobriety International, a website that totally has the authority to make demands of public servants on a traffic stop, and who also unironically cite codes and statutes as an authority, while ignoring codes and statutes they don't like. Yeah, right. Pull the other one.
And your name, please?
Officer Gray.
Thank you very much, Gray.
So,
do you want to fill this out for me?
Does it think this through?
I'm thinking it through just fine. I know my constitutional rights. I do this all the time. I do this for a living.
So the lapse in judgment here is that they feel entitled to our taxpayer money and resources. So, and this is really what this comes down to. So the road that this guy's currently driving on is a public roadway, which all of citizens that pay taxes pay for. Part of that, because we'd like for that road to stay nice, and although in Dallas there's less of that happens because there's potholes and shit, we would like for commerce to occur and for us to get home and there safely. We collectively agreed to transportation code. Now, to a lesser degree, like we made DWIs or not using a blinker illegal, and you've empowered the state to stop them. Sovereign citizens in their delusion believe that they can use this freely. It would be like if someone walked up to your house, used your water, and then lectured you about why you should let them use their water for free. It's a very strange, like when you really look at it at its base, it makes no sense. But this is why I have very little sympathy for these guys. I do believe in First Amendment auditors oftentimes, because I do think that they do have some criteria to that. But like in this instance, like you have to comply with or just don't drive on roads. Ride the bus. Have a bicycle. There's so many less laws around driving a bicycle around. Or just like never leave a sidewalk.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, I agree. Yeah. So if you were on a sidewalk, you don't have to worry about a lot of this stuff. But if you would like the ability to drive on public roadways, you do have to comply with transportation.
That's why I only drive on sidewalks. Way less.
What's going on, Chris? Yeah, there are way less rules. Yeah. You'd be amazed what you can get away with.
We're gonna watch clips of his him on TV in a bit. I got him pulled up. He's famous.
We'll keep going.
For a living.
Okay, do you have your registration?
I don't need a registration, sir. I don't answer questions. Please let me talk to your supervisor. That's all I have for you, Mr. Gray.
So right now,
this is for you if you would like this. I don't know what's your RAS? What's your RAS?
I'm gonna tell
What's
you
your
this.
particular reasonable suspicion that I've done a crime, sir?
You don't have a license plate.
What's your
front
particular?
windshield's cracked.
I am a
Your left
sovereign
brake
American,
light
sir. I'm a
is
sovereign
broken.
American, sir. These are all not crimes.
Give you one more chance.
These are all not crimes.
Okay, so first of all, claiming to be sovereign and saying traffic offences or infractions aren't crimes is not a valid legal argument, especially when you yourself cite codes and statutes. Secondly, I would love to know what you meant when you said you do this all the time and do this for a living regarding the Constitution, because this and your last stop, plus the state that your vehicle is in, suggests that this living hasn't been very successful. So, you know, maybe it's time for a career change.
Do you have any weapons on you?
Yes, I do.
I actually think
You
we
think
have a
twice
video
because
in the
I
thing
will
about a cop
sue you and your
pulling
person.
over somebody in
You
a
should.
horse.
No, sir. I will wait. I will.
Because
No,
they
I will
thought
not.
or was that last
you will
week?
sign this and you will fill this out. That's what you.
There
will
was
do.
one. There's a video of a cop trying. There was a person on a horse, like riding the horse down the street, and they, I guess, pulled him over because they're like, it's not legal for you to have your horse on the street, even though it is.
And that would depend on the state and probably the municipality, but like I'm pretty sure in Texas it's everywhere.
In Texas, 100% it is.
Everywhere but highways, which basically like the speed limit has to be 50 or above. But if you even like you'd be surprised with like recreational vehicles. So like you have like because technically like a motorcycle is considered a motor conveyance. Anything with less than 4 wheels is going to be, there's like certain criteria for a recreational vehicle, but horses or husbandry and implementation, which is like tractors and stuff like that, can operate on public roads.
Is that when your husband gives you a piggyback ride all the way to work?
Yes, husbandry.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and predict that this deputy will not be filling out and signing this guy's dumb
Dylan B, the
questionnaire.
offense would be retaliation.
Negative.
You threaten to sue a cop, or you threaten a cop with some sort of consequence.
No, I will not.
Over there.
No, sir. No, you're not allowed to touch me either.
I can't touch
RAS. What's your RAS? I will
When-
take your job.
when Juan
Man, I'm not asking for this.
fixes my
You should
phone,
You should be telling me to have
I'll
a
show you
good
guys
day.
my sovereign citizen
make
forcibly
yourself look really
extracting.
ignorant
I had two instances
Dude,
where I
you're
forcibly
threatening to
extracted.
retaliate
Hell
against
yeah.
the
I
deputy
have
if he does
body
his
camera.
job, all while refusing lawful orders. So you're in no position to call anyone ignorant.
Oh yeah, if you're watching the stream, like the stream.
Yeah,
Like
and
the
I
stream.
won't.
So
You
other
have
people
no right
can
to
join us
touch
in
me.
chat.
I've done nothing wrong. I've committed no crime, and I know how this
This
works.
deputy, it does have a lot of
You do
patience.
whatever you want. I'll take your job, dude, and I'll show you in person. You can fill
That's
this
fine.
out. This paperwork, you are obligated. Read it at least, bro.
Look,
Do yourself a favor.
do yourself a favor. This is not the route you want to go.
I don't care which route you think I want to go, dude. I know my rights as an American,
Are you sure
a
you wanna go
sovereign
to jail
American.
For this.
For what? You
not
have no,
identifying
you have no
it.
right.
yourself.
You have no right to touch me without an RAS. You know what?
Bro,
that-
I'll tell you what,
took-
the chat's on fire today.
I'm done talking to you. I'm done talking to you. I want to speak to your supervisor. I'm done talking to you.
Supervisors don't have
My
any
Fifth
more or
Amendment
less
is
authority
a
than
parent, and don't touch
roll-up
my vehicle.
Yes, spoiler alert, he is not done talking to the deputy. I know, shocking, right? And yes, the deputy will be touching the vehicle.
Don't touch my vehicle. Don't touch my vehicle and don't touch my person, sir. Sir, don't touch my person. Don't touch my person. I want to
Touch his person.
I would 100%
touch his person. Touch his person.
You're gonna shock me?
Stop stealing that.
You're on camera. You're on Facebook Live right now, bro. Facebook Live. Think about what you're doing. I have the right to talk to your supervisor.
You get to be now.
I do
threatening to tase.
I do not consent to you touching me. Don't touch me. You've already committed assault. You've already committed assault and battery, dude.
You're now resisting arrest.
You're not allowed to touch me. You're not allowed to touch me right now. Gray, think about what you're doing, bro. Think about what you're doing.
Fast forward, I don't want to
I like how he's basically like trying to hold back a smile because he's really going to enjoy this.
You're not allowed to touch me, dude. I'm calling 911.
Can we not
go into the other
supervisor?
Can we not extract this guy?
You're not allowed to do
that. He's down to a C.
I know you understand that.
How did he climb over that?
For what? What am I going to jail for? You have no crime, dude. There's no crime.
Okay.
Instead,
seriously,
this
Do
guy
we
is...
get help? Hang on, I want to see the
Please talk
extraction.
to a supervisor, okay?
I wish we had
Ma'am,
body cam.
I'm here. Trust me.
Does he get himself out?
Like, dude. You
Or does
guys,
she come
I
around?
need to
Oh,
talk
hell
to a
yeah. Does she come
supervisor,
the other
okay?
side? Okay.
Ma'am, don't touch me, ma'am. Please, I'm here for my life right now. You guys need to leave me alone,
Cool.
please.
Leave me alone. No, wait. Get me a supervisor. I'm out of the vehicle.
Bro.
I'm asking you nicely not to touch me. Please identify yourself. Please
Yeah,
identify
we're
yourself.
way past
Please identify
the make.
yourself.
We're on the make part.
Stop.
We're on the make part.
What are you
We're
doing
on the
right
make
now?
part.
Yo, can I talk to a sergeant? Can I talk to a sergeant? No, can I talk to a sergeant? Don't touch me. Don't touch me, dude. Don't touch me. You guys are not allowed to touch me. Don't
Hit
touch
that guy.
me. Record. Hey, don't touch me. I haven't done anything wrong.
You're gonna get tased.
For what?
Triangulate.
You're not allowed to touch me. You're not allowed to go to my vehicle. I've done nothing wrong. What's your RAS? Help! 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 Help, dude!
This took way too long, to be honest.
Call the cops. So impound
This
his
guy.
van. But as I always say, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Agreed.
Right,
I think
thanks
that's
for
a great
watching,
place to
guys.
end
If
it.
you enjoyed this video, then please leave me a like, share the
These officers get like a C on this. I think they should have gone hands-on a lot sooner. The big reason why I say that is if this guy was really motivated, he could have very easily turned this into a high-speed pursuit, which would have been a danger to the public, right? And then once he got out of the car, obviously he's going to the roadway. You have, now that he's your detainee / arrestee, you have a responsibility to keep him safe. Sometimes a very quick going hands-on and leg sweeping this guy into the pavement is a safer way of ensuring that he does not get run over by a car. It just took too long, for my personal opinion. Once you had a second officer, honestly, by himself, he probably could have. This guy was kind of vanilla pudding. It shouldn't have been that hard to get him out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of get it. I do think it was smart to wait for a second officer there to go and arrest. I'll never advocate for arresting somebody by yourself unless you absolutely have to. But practice pulling people out of cars. It's not hard. Anyways.
Apparently it was California, so that makes more sense.
Your problem, dude. That's not my problem. If you get my attention away from there one more time, you're going to jail. Goodbye. Before you land in handcuffs.
I work here. I know what the law is. And if you want my personal opinion, after the first time I told you to move back and it happened a second time, I wouldn't have told you a second time. I would have locked you up. At a certain point, that First Amendment right is paused because the thing of it is what they're going to look at. No pausing. You know what? At this point, I'm going to escort you right off this property.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. On September 27th of 2022, Baltimore County Observer, who we will refer to as BCO for this presentation, was filming police interactions in the city of Dundalk. The first call he attended was an assault.
I had 3 or 4
Once on scene, BCO found the victim.
I'm homeless, man. All I did was asking for change. He hit me.
There was them kids down there?
Yeah, he wasn't a kid, grown man.
Several officers
A grown
arrived
man.
shortly after to investigate, during which BCO continued to film Officer Leary and another unidentified officer. After the
Hey, everybody,
officers
drop
cleared
like
the
that
scene, BCO heard another call for another assault.
female slapped her in the face because they thought she used a racial slur.
Just 20 minutes after the first interaction involving Officer Leary, BCO finds himself on scene with the same officer. But this time, the encounter was much different. Upon his arrival, multiple officers were already speaking with the victim on the sidewalk outside of her home. BCO stood nearly 30 feet away and remained silent as he filmed Officer Leary's investigation. A few minutes goes by and one of the supporting officers cleared the scene and leaves.
How you doing? Good.
After exchanging pleasantries with the departing officer, BCO continues to silently film the scene. Officer Leary and the woman now appear to be engaged in small talk, and eventually, the woman asks why BCO is filming.
Because I can.
It's perfectly lawful. It's perfectly lawful.
Don't disrespect my mother while the police out here, bro.
I'm not disrespecting anybody.
Pause it though. This is stupid to do. And if your response is because I can and you're getting a lot of attitude, you're no longer dealing with the police officer, you're dealing with the streets is what I'll call it. And the streets are under no obligation to respect your First Amendment rights. So we'll keep going. It is lawful what is
Don't
doing.
get your feelings hurt, bro. You a grown-ass man, bro. Don't get your feelings hurt. Listen.
Bro, she's in public.
Bro, don't get your feelings hurt. I'm telling you right now, because now you're interfering.
I'm not interfering. Interfering is a physical act.
You're taking my attention away from the
No, that's your problem, dude. That's not my problem.
I agree with you.
Am I in public? Am I in public?
Just walk away.
Am I in public?
So
yes
I can
or no?
Talk to them.
You can talk to them. I'm not stopping you.
You are.
I'm not stopping you.
But hindering
Feel
is a whole
free.
different thing. Walk away.
Is that a lawful order?
Is
that a lawful order?
lawful order.
What's your badge number?
Walk away.
What's your name and badge number?
Officer Leary, goodbye before you land in handcuffs. Did I stutter?
Did I stutter?
Where's the police tape?
Are you trying to be a Karen, bro?
You don't need police tape
He can do
to
his
restrict
job.
access,
I'm
but
not stopping.
I would agree that there's no, like, they can give a reasonable boundary for an investigation. So, like, this is typically like, there's no actual set number, but reasonableness has, you have to convince a court that you were given a reasonable amount of space to conduct an investigation. You see this with traffic stops, or in this instance, it's a field interview. But if he's no longer asking pertinent questions to an offense, he's no longer doing officer stuff. These people are free to walk wherever they want to go. So if he's not affecting a detention or doing an interview, and then like if he's doing an interview with this chick and doesn't want this guy near there, go inside of an apartment or go inside of a structure. Like there's no need to get in this pissing contest for us. That being said, both of these parties are like really in the gray area on being correct. Take her inside and talk. J-Max, he gets it. He said perv.
Now, go.
He said, go before I lock you up. Lock him up for
Go.
what?
I'm going.
Keep going.
I'm going.
Because if you get my attention away from there one more time, you're going to jail.
Slow shift. Daniel, I agree.
Yes. Goodbye.
I'm in public, dude.
I don't care.
I don't feel bad for this guy anymore, to be honest.
You are butting in.
I'm not butting in. I'm standing over here being quiet.
You need to.
I'm standing over here being
This
quiet. I
makes
didn't say
wow,
one
there's
word.
zero reason. There's zero reason for this to even
walk
happen.
away.
Where?
Wherever you please, as long as you ain't here messing with my investigation.
This is where I please.
Officer Leary has now made a threat to arrest BCO, alleging that he is interfering and hindering by taking his attention away from his small talk with the woman. Maryland has two sections of legislation of interest regarding this situation. The first is obstruction, which is obstruction and hindering. It refers to people allow law enforcement.
You're going to jail.
Then engaging in a civil in that any driving and any daily deviated from the TAO went to file a complaint at Precinct 12 and met with Corporal Thorne. The corporal first refused to hear the complaint in a private setting unless BCO provided his ID.
For me, if I'm going to do anonymity, okay, I'm going to sit down in a room, but I'm going to know who you are because I'm not going to bring you into a room if I don't know who you are. So if we're going to play the anonymous game, we're going to do what we do with anonymous people. We're going to stand right here where we're doing our thing. Okay.
He's listening
After
to the
showing
complaint.
Corporal Thorne the two incidents on film, the officer's first response was for BCO to get credentialed.
So I mean, I appreciate you showing me that. So if I can offer you some constructive criticism and take this as a training point, okay, for what you're doing. press have legitimate credentials. I don't
Charge him with oxygen tent. Just get her to the car later. Chris, I agree.
Deem yourself getting into other areas in the future, you may want to look into
Sovereign customer
doing something more legitimate where you have something,
as long
right?
as I'm in public, I can record anything I can see.
I'm offering you some constructive criticism. If you want me to, I'm not trying to engage in a dialogue. I'm actually going to try to give you some pointers, okay? Because if you're going to end up in
Hope your steps just go.
actually get you a little closer, you're going to want those credentials. That's what I'm telling you.
After providing unwarranted advice that had nothing to do with this situation, he goes on to explain his same misunderstandings of the law as his subordinate.
I was standing there. I wasn't saying a word until they got their feelings hurt. And their feelings are not going to trump my constitutional rights.
But their feelings are what are prohibiting us as the police from conducting a lawful investigation.
I wasn't breaking a law.
Putting your hands in your pockets is not against the law, right? Going into a bank and saying, "Give me all your money," is a constitutionally protected thing to say. However, if your actions lead someone to have reasonable fear or reasonable suspicion for crime being afoot or them being in danger, you are allowed to say it. The speech by itself is not the issue. It's the side effect of that speech, and you are giving someone reasonable fear. It's kind of like saying, like, I have a gun in my hand, but it's not pointed at anyone, and I say I'm going to shoot you. It's perfectly lawful in a public place to be in possession of a firearm, even holding the thing, right? But the second I start saying, like, the way it's going to play out in a criminal court is, are you losing that First Amendment right? Or not that First Amendment right is being lost, but did your actions lead to someone having a reasonable fear of XYZ? So, like, the discussion's going to be here. Was he actually interfering with the investigation? Did his actions merit this officer having to go and interrupt his investigation, or did it not? And that's really where the discussion goes. It's no longer a discussion about constitutionality. It's whether or not he met the elements of the offense.
Well, and it isn't because it's not so much that it isn't a discussion of its constitutionality. It's where does your right now infringe on someone else's right?
That's what I was getting at.
Between the two. Yeah. Because you're not the only one that has those rights. Other people also have those rights to not be. And so if whatever you're doing is now infringing on their rights, even if you have the right to do it, quote unquote, then that conflict is what gets mediated in court.
And you have to convince 12 people that, not a piece of paper. That's really where I always try to caution people with a lot of that stuff. Is like, it's not about who's right, it's who has a better argument on who's right. And you might have a lot of feelings on it, but if you don't, you're not a lawyer, so there's a hard way of knowing who the jury is going to be, which district attorney is going to be trying it, how good your legal defense is going to be. Like, if push comes to shove, I don't know that it's ever worth really going through this unless what you're standing up for you believe is worth whatever consequence. Now, if that's the case, go knock it out. You're a passionate person, whatever. But, like,
and then don't be surprised when there are consequences.
Exactly. It's kind of what I was getting at, like I just
don't be super shocked.
Yeah.
If
be a retired person that doesn't need to be free for some time, because you can be 100% in the right. I could go and try to kill Juan right now, right? And he justifiably defends himself. Well, when the police show up and all they have is armed Juan and dead me, they're going to be like, we have some questions. Right? And depending on how long it takes for them to figure out that was justified or not, guess where Juan's going to be? He's going to be sitting in a jail cell somewhere because he just killed someone. He's going to be in Mexico.
That's why I got dual citizenship, baby. No consequences. Let's go.
So, yeah. Anyways.
You were wherever you were that diverted the attention of the people we need to gain information to determine if a crime
occurred. They got a different constitution
which
there.
Prohibited us from actually conducting a lawful investigation, and that is what hindering is. That is the act. The act is you literally being there. I work here. I know what the law is. And if you want my personal opinion, after the first time I told you to move back and it happened a second time, I wouldn't have told you a second time. I would have locked you up.
The 30-minute conversation is a pretty good listen to see the mindset of some of these officers and how easily they will eradicate individual liberties when it affects someone else's feelings. However, the main takeaway from this encounter is the corporal admitting twice without realizing that BCO wasn't causing any issues.
And obviously, I don't think it bothered him, because if you notice, he kept walking back away and really wasn't concerned where you were standing. It was the other people. But that's what prohibits.
He wasn't charged with the crime.
You didn't bother
You can
me
complain.
to the point where he had.
Well, obviously,
you bothered us to the point where
with arrest, and I wasn't
because we couldn't finish our investigation.
But it wasn't because of anything that I was doing.
Eventually, BCO leaves after offering a few choice words to the officer.
And that's why it threw me for a loop. That he would.
So essentially, is the argument basically from the cops' perspective that he's interfering with the investigation because he's making the people that he's interviewing feel uncomfortable, and therefore they're not able to. Okay.
Yeah. Which I kind of understand, right?
Yeah.
Like, but at the same time, like he didn't actually, it's weird because now the argument's also recursive. He didn't actually suffer any consequence. He wasn't taken to jail. The officer simply uttered words of telling him, I'm considering taking you to jail for interference. Like, now he's saying that my First Amendment rights are more valuable than that officer's First Amendment rights because we got in a yelling match and his words hurt my feelings.
Yeah, I felt scared that I was going to go to jail.
Though, and again, I do believe that people should complain, and they should, their complaints should be addressed and evaluated. However, like, there's some irony in this complaint. Had he been arrested, a whole different ballgame. But since he wasn't and he left and whatever, like this whole conversation is kind of mute.
Yeah, well, it is a good example of where, you know, there is a kind of a big gray area. Yeah, there you go. But there's kind of a big gray area in adjudicating like these kind of First Amendment things of like, well, okay, at this point, it's really just if this ever went to court, then it would just be whether or not somebody's interpretation of, you know, your First Amendment versus somebody else's was more valuable.
Apparently, Jay Maxey is Team One in that instance.
Yes.
When the cops show up.
Not guilty. Okay, we're gonna move on from this one because I think we get it.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with this.
We had our constitutional discussion.
Is that
already.
unprofessional of me? I don't know. I'm sorry, but
Here we go. This is better.
Sexy.
Whoa.
This is more. This is nice and spicy. Let's do this one.
You're sexy. Is that unprofessional of me? I don't know. I'm sorry, but like, I'm just like, damn.
Speaking of, you have a First Amendment right to say it. Don't mean you freaking should.
No, like, oh.
Ugh.
It's not illegal.
Not illegal.
And it might not be in general orders, but it's probably not a good idea.
Body camera video shows a former police officer's inappropriate
Former.
conversation with a woman
Well, that's good.
he met while on patrol. All this before she says he raped her.
What's your name?
Oh, shit.
My name?
I'm Eric.
The incident happened on April 17th of last year. Tulsa, Oklahoma police officer D'Angelo Rise was on patrol when he met a woman walking her dog.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I heard some noise that direction, but I didn't.
Okay. Oh, do you live around here?
Yeah, I stay at the motel.
Oh, which one?
The studio.
Oh, okay.
After that, Rise is caught on body camera video, taking the conversation in an inappropriate direction after giving her a false name.
What's your name?
My name?
I'm Eric. You're sexy. Is that unprofessional of me? I don't know. I'm sorry, but like, I'm just like, damn.
Rise can be heard asking the woman where he could find her later that night.
Wow.
You just chilling tonight?
What's crazy too is he also said all of this on body cam. I mean, I'm glad because at least he got caught with
around,
his
where should I wander? At the Studio Star. Okay.
As
Dog.
the conversation continues, Rise asks the woman if she has a room.
J Maxey, I agree.
Red, you got a room? Okay.
Me and my dog Felony.
Oh, really?
Don't talk to cops. Those are not creepy ones.
The body camera video switches off. Investigators say the victim gave Rise her phone number and he called her later that night. She says he asked whether she was a prostitute, before running her information through the Tulsa, Oklahoma Police Department
It's a
system.
big no-no.
Noticing she had a long criminal record, officials say Rise told her, quote, "It wouldn't take much to put a person with her record back in prison." She told investigators she was
This is official oppression.
plant evidence and later arrested
Holy
her.
shit.
She then says Rise allegedly raped her using a condom. After that, she says he flushed the condom down the toilet.
You're sexy. Is that unprofessional? I don't know. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I'm just like, damn.
When approached by the Special Victims Unit, Rise said he believed the victim to be a homicide suspect. At first, he denied having sex with her, but later admitted they had sex, saying he believed it was consensual. On June 9th of last year, Rise resigned after 5 years with the Tulsa Police Department.
Resigned?
The following day and charged with first-degree rape. Rise
good, he
pleaded
was
not
charged.
guilty to those charges in June of 2022. According to a statement released by his attorney, he admits his conduct was inappropriate but maintains his innocence. He's due back in court next month. Reporting for Law and Crime Network, I'm Sierra Gillespie.
Bruh. Don't do that.
I have no words. That's
I've
the
seen a
most
couple of
egregious.
things in your
That's
wallet that
up there with one of the most egregious abuses of power I've seen in a minute. That's disgusting. I hope he goes to the pokey house. We'll keep going.
It's actually, shoot, Michael's not. Well, I remember him telling us a story of a guy in up in North Carolina that did that. Very similar type of thing with an RSD that they had.
I believe it.
So it happens. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
I've seen a couple of
Don't
things
go
in
to
your
jail.
wallet that look like driver license. Can I see the rest of them? Poor choice. Real bad. Really very stupid. All right, I see you crying. Okay. Did you know that possession of a counterfeit driver license is a felony?
What a weak felony.
I like that their body cams have intro music.
On a black Mazda. Go up to the light, then turn right so we don't get hit. Pull up about a foot, please. Pull up. I'm still in
Pull
the
up a
runway.
foot.
I don't want to get
Oh. Too bad. Technically, you don't have to. But I'm listening.
Hi, good
It's a
afternoon.
baseball hat wearing guy.
With the police department, we have a license registration. Stopping you for something we call obstructed tag. The border around your
Covered
license
license
plate is
plate.
covering the word New Jersey. It's not legal to have it.
Wow, that's weak.
That's so petty.
That's a weak
I've seen a couple of things in your wallet
Bro, if I had a New Jersey tag, I'd be embarrassed too. I'd cover that
that
shit
look
up.
like driver license.
It's
Can I see the rest of them?
probably a valid stop, but that's just a weak stop. The guy's bored. Let's
That one right
he
there
thinks
looks like maybe Connecticut or something. Oh, I
think
was
they
right.
have more stuff to do there.
So this looks pretty fake to me.
he's a subject matter
Same
expert.
name. Date of birth 4/30/04, but this says 2001. So when I run this is going to come back no record found, right? Yeah. Right. Did you know that possession of a counterfeit driver license is a felony? No. Yeah, it's
Also
a
pretty
felony.
weak
Like
felony.
you could be arrested right now, handcuffed, and taken to jail. Okay. Poor choice.
So are you doing that?
Real bad. Really very stupid. Okay. Where'd you get it?
Online?
Like a website? Fake driver's licenses or something?
I think this is the right registration.
FakeDriversLicenses.com.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Probably.
So, cool thing is I was probably only going to give you a warning about the tag, but now we can talk about this whole felony thing. You've never seen any of our things, fake to felony. We have signs up around campus, don't have fake IDs, it's a felony. It's got little,
surprised.
bubble
Is that a
character and a
felony in
jail
Texas?
jumpsuit. Never seen any of this stuff. Cool, okay. Well, like I said, this is a felony. So, are you a student?
Yeah.
Cool. So you're going to get a student affair referral because you have committed a felony. Okay, but I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I'm not planning on taking you to jail. Okay, this gets to go away. I'm still going to run it. It's all being recorded on my body camera. But when you open your wallet, we look for these things, right?
Order reliable fake IDs.
Cool. Okay. I
Well,
appreciate
don't do
you being
that.
honest. That goes a long way, right? Had you fed me some lines or lies or whatever, I probably would have made things a lot more difficult on like
Pause it.
too, but
This is the one thing that stresses me out about state law, right? Possessing a fake ID in Texas is a Class C misdemeanor.
Damn.
Which is like a ticket, like at best.
That's speeding.
With a fine of up to $500 whole dollars.
Oof.
And
Take me to
community
jail
service
instead,
up to 8 to 12 hours. Apparently, in wherever this is, it's a felony. Get the dog. What are we doing? Seize it, destroy it, and move on with your day. Like, I got no time for this. We're going.
I wonder if he's okay. So
in Florida.
This was in Florida, dude. University of Central Florida. I wonder if he's a campus PD.
Y'all got too much going on. Like, to be doing this. Y'all got Florida man going on. Like, what are we doing?
That's very weird. Florida, of all places, has got way more stuff going on.
That's kind of what I'm saying, dude.
You got alligators in your roadways. What are you doing?
Bit of a stretch, Chief. If she Daniel gets it.
Dude, look at Chris' comment.
I like Chris is already there.
Get her number to schedule community service.
I got some community service for you. I'm glad. J Max, he said a fishy expedition. I agree. Chris is fired.
University penal. It's a university felony. Okay. It's a university penal code.
No, get the hell. He's a university.
When you cover the word New Jersey, you can't see it. We have cameras that pick up these things when you come onto campus, but they can only read characters.
Yeah, this is
He's totally campus PD. This is Chris's high-speed, low-drag officers right here.
Guess who's getting
Yeah, this is Chris's new department right here.
That's got to
definitely.
Okay. A lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
It's a $114 ticket. I may or may not write it, but I'm
$114 ticket, but it's a felony?
How's your driver record?
Oh no, that's for the covered license plate. Okay, never mind.
Yeah? No tickets?
No.
Okay. When's the last time you got pulled over?
Maybe last summer.
Okay, what for?
Speeding.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, you weren't speeding today, so that's a good thing. Where'd you get stopped at?
At home in Upper Township, New Jersey.
Oh, okay. I don't know about New Jersey being the obstructed tag thing, but our statute says the tag, the state, the characters, for those of us.
I don't have time for this, man.
It has to be clean, free of dirt, debris, grease, grime, and mutilation. For a distance visible no less than 100 feet. When you cover the word
100?
100 feet.
Most people can't see that.
It's
I could see it. I
50
have many tags
in
memorized,
Texas.
but Florida has over 200 types of tags now. So when people cover that, I'm like, I have no idea. But again, the big thing is we get a lot of cars come in. They get hits on these license plate readers, and then we got to try to find the cars and the cops on a wild goose chase, all because we could have figured out that the thing said New Jersey and not New Hampshire.
So
you know what I mean?
if I just get that taken
Yeah, you
off,
would definitely not be able to tell if it said New Jersey versus New Hampshire because the word is so the same
do I
size.
care?
Yeah.
Do I care unless there's a serious warrant hit?
Absolutely. It's probably just held on with the same screws
And
from
can
your
I
license
not?
plate, but we've been
Can I
we had
not
one today, and
find that car really quickly and address that? Like, I don't know, dude. Like, what are we doing here?
That's an 8, not a B, because it's a computer. It can only recognize characters. It's not perfect. But the cops were going to go chasing after somebody who, looks like
not campus PD. Get out of here, dog.
This is not going to affect me, but it might affect someone eventually. Maybe.
Look at this unmarked.
Dude. Copy Connecticut number.
It's fancy. A little expedition.
I can't with this guy.
Ticket
This
when
is
all I
too
really
much.
want
This
is
is too
your
much.
pink glittery.
I need to search for weapons. I'm tired of this chat out of control.
I don't know how you want to do
Rip
it.
her out of
but
the car
if
at
you
this
can
point.
mount it
Why
and
not?
Keep it on there to where the word New Jersey is clear and visible. Keep in mind, our cameras are
Daniel?
kind of high up, so maybe just take it off. But we want to be able to see.
Bro, if this was me, I would have I'd get my back windshield really dirty, and then I would just write New Jersey in it.
That we want to make
Easy.
sure that I mean, I don't want
There's
you
no
to
need.
get chased down over something as crazy as
She
your
won't.
tag
She
came
won't
back,
be,
but
no.
it matched another
She
state.
won't.
Okay, that's why I do this.
She won't.
$114. I'm not doing that. I am obviously seizing the license. That's evidence. I'm not charging you criminally. Okay, but understand that I could have, and everything I needed.
Pause it.
Bro.
You don't seize evidence of a felony offense in your presence and not charge somebody. Period. Anywhere on the planet. You know what you do when you're in this situation? You just say, I think this thing looks fake. Is this fake? She says, yes. You cut it up. There's no more fake ID. You don't have to worry about it. You don't seize it and put it into like what, bro? I'm done with this. I'm done. This is making me more mad than the police chief, guys. I don't know why this is pissing me off. I'm so mad. I don't know why this is driving me nuts, dude. I didn't get PTSD for this.
Dude, he keeps going for another
fuck this guy.
like 6 minutes.
I'm so done.
Several Denton police.
Okay.
Oh, I went to college here.
No, actually, this is Denton, Maryland. I thought it was. I thought it was our Denton, but it wasn't.
I was pumped.
I know. That's why I picked it, and then I found out it wasn't. And I got sad.
Exhibit A. Keep going.
Investigation for being practically useless. Story time.
Chris, it's good to be here.
A
Good
call
to see you,
for
my dude.
service was made to the Denton Police Department in Maryland for a disturbance.
Maryland.
The woman and her roommate set up a pool which extended into the neighbor's
Okay, we
front
did
yard.
have warning.
The woman initially received the neighbor's permission, but then changed their mind when the pool was half full. The roommates had no problem moving the pool, but they wanted to wait for more people due to the wait. This solution did not work out for the neighbor, who then started arguing with the woman and the roommates. After some
This
back and
B-roll's
forth,
legit.
the neighbor
Yeah.
calls her fiance, and all chaos breaks out. All while the responding officers stand around to serve and protect their biker friend.
I love that. So it's really funny that because the stock footage is obviously like NYPD, even though this is not NYPD. They're the only ones that have stock footage of officers. Anywhere. I've looked because I've been wanting to use it for stuff and it can't.
Jarhead, he says screams in virgin.
He said you whoop his. I don't care. That's still illegal. You cannot threaten to come back to someone's house. I'm gonna whip his ass. For what? Because
That's assault by threat. That's assault by threat.
I don't know. I don't care. Just
Not according to those 3 cops.
because they gave us permission, we did not know that this was. We didn't know it was rented by somebody else. We apologize for that. But what I'm asking you is to please leave and not come back like you just said. That is a threat, and I will get you arrested for that. I do not care. I will get you arrested.
Yes, sir.
By somebody else.
This is ignorance.
So please just leave.
Ignorance is afoot.
Pussy as fuck, but you'll go to jail for putting your hands on him. Do you not have children?
Go to jail.
What are you worried about? Do you have kids? Do you have kids, or do you just have an ego?
Why is this discussion happening? They should be separated already.
Do you have children? Because you're acting like a fucking imbecile. Because look at you, you're a
You
grown
keep skipping. I want to see what these cops do. Do they do nothing? They just
literally
hang out?
they stand there the entire time. Well, he's
They're
yelling
like,
at
it's
him,
his
threatening
First
him.
Amendment right.
And then
their
they just,
First Amendment right.
Protect their own again.
And-
The meme phrase "to serve and protect" should be taken with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
The
they just
courts
chill
have
there.
ruled numerous times that the police are not legally obligated to protect you. I encourage you to read the case law Warren versus District of Columbia. 3 women who suffered for 14 hours.
So
at the
they
hands of
did
2 men
eventually,
were
after
all
obviously this
responsible for
became
our own
viral on
safety.
TikTok, they
It's
eventually
matter
arrested
when
this dude.
officers are minutes away, or
And
if they
then
decide to take
there was
their
what was
time,
the
like the Uvalde's.
there was an article about it because it was their reason for it was really dumb. Why they didn't do anything about it. Here,
That's
this
fine.
is
I mean, they're
investigation.
idiots. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was there was dialogue. The suspect and our officers doing their best to de-escalate the situation. They wanted him to leave so they could complete what we were trying to accomplish there, and their tactics just didn't work. Was the
Dog, I would have separated them like.
yeah.
They said Cletus and Ray.
Yeah, dude, like you could literally just take the guy off somewhere else if you want to de-escalate him separately.
That's simple. That's
like you
simple.
got 3 dudes standing around here for no reason. Like if you're not going to help, leave.
I will say
come back
this:
when they call it, he punched the guy, and then at least you have an arrestable offense.
the Bata Usai or whatever this guy is a pretty biased person saying that they're protecting him and da 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 da. I was like, no, they're just not doing their jobs, which is different.
I love this comment.
They do. I don't agree with that comparison, only because in this instance, some redneck lady was kind of annoyed, and in that instance, kids died. This is not a fair comparison. One's a lot worse than the other, but it is what it is. That's the day and age of today where you can be compared to countries that genocide people just because they disagree with you. So we'll keep going.
To be fair, someone in our chat would have probably made that joke too.
Oh, I'm not defending it, right? I'm not condemning it. I'm just saying it's different. I call out chat for their nonsense.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, that one. At least it was a short one.
Larry, Curly, and Mo.
All right, so this is officer loses gas station.
So, hey, listen.
Oh, this is like a 27-minute video. This better be
Get
good.
out of here.
I know what we're doing.
Her mom? Okay. No, listen to me. I've been shot 19 times. Like, my balance is off, all of that. I could give you all of my records.
So we'll get to that, okay? So you guys aren't gonna go with them?
That's absolutely no. She's saying absolutely. You guys are. No, this is private property. Fine, we're done talking about it. Oh, we're not talking about it. Are you listening to this? All right, bud.
What's that?
Good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Officer Hado, New Mexico State Police. Reason for the stop. I'm sure you know you're going pretty quick.
Yeah.
Then you're failing to maintain your lane as well.
I'm sorry. I'm just, like, tired.
You're tired?
He's trying to articulate a DWI.
I'm trying to take everything.
Fatigue, though, is a justifiable excuse.
It's right here.
Oh, really?
Not illegal to drive
Where you guys
tired.
coming from?
I just came from Los Angeles. Yeah. She just picked me up.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
like I
19
said,
times is a lot of times to get
speeding,
shot.
Okay? 80 and a 65, okay?
Okay.
80 and then failure to maintain your lane. You have your license on
80
you?
to 65.
Whose car is this?
Mine.
Yeah.
That's 15 miles over.
You guys don't believe in seatbelts?
That took me way too long to do that, man.
What? You what?
Daniel?
Well, no, I get it that you just picked them up, but they're obviously not wearing their seatbelts. What?
We got too much time here. Too much time here. What are we doing, dog?
If you get in a crash, you're gonna most likely not coming out of it. So.
It's my right.
You gonna put it on, or are you gonna?
What are we doing?
Your license, you have it?
I know I do, but...
Is that legal to not wear a seatbelt in the back?
Okay.
In Texas, doesn't matter.
Okay.
You also can't make them do it. That's stupid. Now, if it's against the law, if he's saying put it on or I'm going to ticket you, that's different. But
No, I just saw it.
So we have click it or ticket.
Why can't you give me your license that I just saw?
No, this isn't even mine. This is
oh,
my
just
friend.
take it verbal.
That's why it's not in the...
Because it's a fake ID, dude, and that's a felony.
Where?
I have my license.
What was that?
I have my license.
He doesn't want yours.
Driving? Oh, okay.
No, I'm
That was a dumb question. Of course, she's not driving.
Okay.
Stop
It's
asking
all
rhetorical
good.
questions. Take it
I'll
verbal.
identify you out here. Just hop out real quick.
Oh, I can't today.
Dude, our Patreon had it out for you today.
All right.
Dog, they triggering my ass, dude.
Because I only added 2 videos today.
What torch is that? That's probably a Phoenix light. It looks like it's a Phoenix light. Actually,
All right.
looks like this one.
What's your name?
Jeanette Tapia.
Jeanette Tapia.
It's an old, beat-up
What's
Phoenix
the
light.
deal? You have warrants or what?
I'm pretty sure we have the review of that on our...
We do? Somewhere, yeah.
What are we worried about?
Because...
I still need to edit like 8 of those.
Shout out to Phoenix, Daniel.
Don't just...
Hey,
Dude, shout out to
UC35,
Phoenix.
baby.
That's what my, my little weapon
UC35.
light
They're
is.
nice. They're nice
It's
lights.
nice. It's a nice light.
I'm registered and everything. Like, I'm good. But I'm
I think
just
it's New
worried
Mexico.
It
Yeah,
is, yeah.
probably.
He's a New Mexico State Police.
You don't like cops?
My dad just got out of prison.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I'm like...
No, that's understandable. I know a lot of people don't like us, but it is what
Who
it is.
gives a
But I have nothing
shit?
against you.
Bro, like, why are you in your feelings, bro?
And then you
I'll
say
never
you're from where?
understand that shit,
I was
bro.
coming from my friend's house.
From where?
In Los Lunas.
In Los
Okay.
Lunas? What were you guys doing over there?
I was just grabbing her so
just
she
grabbing
can
her?
spend the night with me.
Oh, okay. Have you guys been smoking?
Honestly, I have, yeah.
Yeah, because
Bro,
it brings
lie.
marijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah. When's the last time
And
you smoked?
marijuana.
Maybe about an hour ago.
Okay. What'd you smoke?
Marijuana.
Marijuana? Anything else?
No.
Is that legal in New
Any,
Mexico? I
anything
forget
to
which
drink?
states. it's
I
not
think
allowed
so,
anymore.
maybe.
Nothing? No? Okay. All right, cool. So what's your social?
Thank you for bleeping that out.
All right, cool.
filming.
Chris is mad that I'm mad. He's like, hey, I'm a high-speed, low-drag operator at a community college cop. Who didn't have a 30-year career somewhere else. Chris is like the most legit cop ever, and I'm over here talking shit.
Wait right here. So I'm gonna go to the car real quick. I'm gonna go get something. Okay. Wait right here.
Use the wolf eye sniper.
Hey, can you hand me the keys?
I understand the DWI investigation at this point.
No, I have a few more tests to administer, so just wait right here.
No, listen to me. I've been shot 19 times. Like, my balance is off, all of that. I could give you all of my records.
So we'll get to that, okay? All right, come right over here.
You still have DUI.
Stand right here. Stand right here. All right, cool. So
I can't imagine any state it's legal to drive under the influence. Yeah, I got shot 19 times now.
I had to relearn how to walk again.
You had to relearn how to walk again? What happened?
I got shot 19 times.
19 times? Where'd you get shot at?
Both my legs, both my arms, my head, and my chest.
Damn.
You got
baller.
shot in the head?
They did the full like.
Where's the?
You could feel it if you want to.
Oh, okay. All right. So you said that you have issues walking, turning, balancing. Okay. So
you could look at it all you want.
Andromeda.
So I'm not saying that I don't.
What up, partner gaming?
When I asked you to
Josh, in your
walk
expert opinion, what caliber is
see the
survivable
issues
with 19 shots?
you walking. So could you do me a
Oh,
favor?
you go all the way up to 9 milli, dude. Depending on where it hit, you'd be surprised.
Are you gonna arrest me if I can't?
She said head, chest, both arms, and both legs.
22, 9. It just depends on how it hits you. You'd be surprised at how not fatal bullets are.
Motorists that you're driving.
Gotta hit you somewhere soft.
I wanna make sure that you get home. Make them get them home safe. Okay.
Right.
So as long as I feel like you're safe to drive, I'll cut you loose and get them home safe. Okay.
But I learned how to walk again.
Yeah.
What if I'm a
We're
little
very proud of you.
bouncy?
So I have some other tests. We'll get to that. Okay. But
So pause
you
it.
feel comfortable walking in?
She's already admitted to having injuries that would no longer qualifies for standard field sobriety test. If he was a certified officer in field sobriety test, he would know that she cannot accomplish the walk and turn. HGN she might be able to do, but the one limb stand, none of those tests are going to be applicable in a court of law because she's already verbally admitted to not being able to, because of medical predispositions, be able to accomplish those tests. Because you cannot accomplish a false positive. Why are you doing the tests? That's the only question here. She did verbally admit to consuming marijuana, which does possess THC, which is similar to alcohol, something that can impair you, and driving while impaired pretty much in all 50 states is going to be illegal. So like, do the blood draw, search the car, do whatever. But like this investigation, I don't know. It is what it is. We'll keep going.
Yeah.
In those sandals?
A little bit. Like sometimes I fall over.
Sometimes you fall over? So it's a simple question. So do you feel comfortable walking in those sandals?
Yes and no.
Or do you have other shoes in the vehicle? No? Would you feel better walking barefoot?
Dang, effing mint. Holy God.
Okay, all right.
Right here?
Yeah.
Oh.
So let's put these out of the way.
My feet are so...
Damn.
All right, stand right here.
See, look at that.
I need the braid of that hat, effing mint.
My feet are cold.
Okay. Cool. So there's going to be an imaginary line from your left foot directly to my left foot. Just keep your hands to your side. You able to imagine
Is there
that
even
line?
like a reference line there? Do you need a reference line?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
No. So take a step.
I always assumed that you needed like a reference line.
Yeah. So I already told. No, I got you. But you said that you would do your best for me, right? Okay, that's all.
That's not.
Okay. So you said you got shot 19 times. You said that your knees are pretty.
I got shot in my knee.
Yeah.
Oof.
How long ago?
2 years ago, but I still have surgery. I just had surgery about a week ago.
About a week ago.
That.
What was the surgery a week ago?
Because, like, I couldn't move it for a minute, and some of the screws
12 gauge.
came loose, and they had to take out the screw.
You're not wrong, Jarhead.
All right.
A little harder to shrug off. PCP or no?
Huh?
Agreed. I think HGN makes sense.
So it's not a pass or a fail. So are you willing to take the test?
You don't like. I just had surgery last week.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask you again. Are you willing to take the test? Will you do your
Girl,
best?
say
for
no.
me? Yeah. I get it. I know you don't like cops, but I have to do my job. All right.
Bro, I thought the hat deflected the bullets or something.
All right. So are you?
Let's say she's making up this story, right? Like, I'll play the devil's advocate. Let's say the story is total bullshit. Take her on the refusal. Do your blood work if you think you have PC for DUI, right? Because you got failure to maintain a single lane of traffic and speeding, and he's saying that he smells the odor of marijuana from the vehicle. Let's say that gives you your reasonable suspicion to do the investigation. She verbally admits to having consumed within the hour. THC effects typically wear off within 20 to 30 minutes, but I think the longest is like 45 minutes. Because THC's like, let's say you do a blood draw, that's probably already out of her system. She ate anything or metabolized it in any way, shape, or form, you'd be very unlikely to do that. But you already have the verbal pre-Mirandizing and pre-arrest. So, like, I don't know why we're doing this whole song and dance and talking about her not liking cops and all that kind of stuff. I'm with Chris, too, to be honest. I'd be at this point, like, dude, is anybody here not high? Just take the damn car and go. Like, I don't get it, man. And I totally understand keeping the public safe. Did I stop cars that I think were operating in an unsafe manner? Sure, all the time. Did I do some investigations to make sure there's nothing egregious going on? Sure. I wouldn't even be mad about the PC search of the car due to the odor of marijuana, but he's like not concerned about any of this other bullshit. He's like, I'm going to work this DWI or whatever. I don't know, dude. It's just weird. And to me, like, it just doesn't. If you can find a safe alternative to this, right? Knock it out. Go do the safe alternative. But if you can't articulate the public good aspect of it, why are we ball crushing people over infractions? Some of these are very minor. I don't know. We'll keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with the chat
about Mint, thank you for the thank you for that.
I agree with the chat about the if you had a surgery a week ago, you probably wouldn't be up and about like that.
100%. Knee surgery, I guess if it was minimally invasive, maybe not. But that's kind of why I'm saying, like, the surgery part, I don't buy the story. And you always have to assume people are lying to you, right?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, like, you would be on some serious painkillers after some surgery like that.
Don't forget to like and follow Chris. Thank you.
Don't be driving on fentanyl.
So I have nystagmus, FSBs, always going to fall for me. Yeah, like I said, that's kind of why I said, like, if we can skip through all this, she's gonna fail these. But
yeah, I like Andromeda's make her do a backflip off the patrol car.
Grayson, he kind of gets it. Like, either they can qualify for SFSTs or they don't. But if you have PC, just do it. Like, I don't know what this whole song and dance is for.
1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 4.
Okay. Are you done? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, cool. So let's just face that way real quick. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. You see that little light right there? Mm-hmm. All right.
That was not smooth.
That's taking forever, dude.
We'll give that a D for handcuffing.
That was real bad. Is he still not done?
This is a compliant person, too.
Yeah, dude. He's still going.
Daniel said if she had surgery, she's probably baked on Oxy. 100%.
I'm begging you. All right, where's the
Prescribed Oxy, but you can't operate motor vehicles.
Okay.
Yeah, we would run into people with resting nystagmus, pretty common. And even if they made it up, okay, fine. They don't qualify for SFSTs. You're going to refuse to take the test and go work on your PC some other way. Like, it's not hard.
Bro, speaking of hats, look at this
Dog,
guy.
A- on, or no, F- for having to wear a hat while on duty. That's disgusting.
He's just trying to protect his head from the 357s.
No, he said that it didn't protect his head. He wears a hat every day because his hair doesn't grow back.
I know, Josh. I read the chat. The reality of the joke is different.
Yeah. Keep going. I'm not a fan of the investigation, but we'll see. She's probably 100% guilty of the driving while under the influence. She verbally admitted to it. It's just dumb. PC search of the vehicle. I have no problem with this.
If you guys are leaving, then you guys could get walking.
Agreed.
So it's gonna get.
Don't need it.
So it's called.
because you guys don't have a warrant. So you
Hey, listen, we don't need no gas station lawyer here. Okay? No. I know what we're doing.
her mom.
Articulate your PC. Articulate your PC. There's odor of marijuana in the vehicle. That's all the probable cause you
You guys
need.
are free to go if you guys want to go. Okay, well, it's called a tow inventory search, so we have to, the vehicle's gonna get towed, so.
That's not the correct. That's no. That's so stupid.
That's right. It's 420.
Hey, 420,
Shout out,
baby.
Perfect
Thank
video
you,
for
Jacob,
that.
for the super chat.
And
So-
thanks, Fox Commander, for the fake money.
Oh,
He said
you
it's
gave
99
us
cents
some
Canadian,
Canadian.
which is like a
Dude,
dime.
Fox Commander. I didn't even see it. Thank you for the super chat, my dude. Thank you, my dude, for monetizing the unmonetizable stream.
Yeah, no kidding. This one's.
Okay, Chris, do you like that uniform or not? It looks nice for Class A's. I just wouldn't want to wear that on patrol, especially with the hat.
And we'll purse, we'll go in the trunk.
That like belt suspender thing that goes across him. Is that what is that for? Do you know? Is that just to look nice, or is that holding up his pants?
Want to see my daughter? What's happening?
So she's gonna be under arrest for DWI.
DWI. Give me a drink.
She just picked me up from Las Vegas from work.
Okay.
I just got out of work.
Okay.
That's a lot of phones.
Okay. So you're getting dressed? What are you doing?
We're speeding just a little bit because
Look at that California T-shirt.
So what do you need
Yeah,
from
dude.
us?
I just need to see my daughter. See what the heck is going on.
So she's gonna be under
That's
arrest
true.
and she's gonna be taken in tonight.
She's under arrest now.
She was telling me all kind of crazy stuff.
You have the court of law to sort all that out. That no, I'm missing this guy. I have no interest in this guy. Dylan B, my guy. I promise. If she had surgery, those stitches would have been blown out. Dylan B gets it.
Okay, you may have. I'm sure you have. I'm sure.
Also, thank you for monetizing the unmonetizable stream.
My daughter. Who's your daughter?
Dylan B.
Yes, and the car. Okay. I can take the car.
No.
Car go to your left.
Why are they towing
it?
it?
Gets towed.
Honey, you hear this?
That's a city ordinance.
Okay. Listen,
That's stupid. You have the registered owner here to take custody of the car.
Are her dogs in it? What's going on?
My dog is.
I don't know if he's the registered. Does he own it, or because I think he's.
That's their daughter. I'm assuming it's their car.
I think it's a different daughter. So this is his daughter. The one that's on camera right now, not the girl that got arrested.
Okay.
That's me.
I would agree. It's a city ordinance to tow it.
Okay, we as state police officers, we do tow the vehicle. This is Sergeant LaFay with the state police. We do tow the vehicle.
Oh, he's a sergeant.
He's got
It's
ropes.
not a requirement. Nope, you're right. It's not a
Using a phone at a petrol pump, Daniel.
That's our policy.
That's an arrestable offense.
Okay.
Agreed. That's a policy, not the law.
I understand that, ma'am. I understand.
I don't understand why they're taking the car, to be honest.
Unfortunately, no matter who was here, we are not going to release the vehicle.
Pause it. This is the issue I have with this, in the same way that I have an issue with asset forfeiture at times, because it can be abused. This is state policy, and by policy I mean like the department decided that if they're ever arresting anybody for DWI, that they're going to tow the car. Our policy in the city of Arlington was that the only time a car got towed is obstructing a roadway or left the roadway. That's the only two reasons it would ever get towed. If it was in a parking lot and the management was okay with it, it stayed. Or if someone was physically there to take custody of the vehicle, it went. Unless it was evidence of a crime. In this instance, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Why would a police department have a policy to tow the car no matter what?
Money.
It's money. It comes down to money. Ultimately, they have an agreement with a towing company. Yeah, the towing company has lobbyists, and those lobbyists say, "Hey, y'all's policy should be that we tow these cars because guess who makes now probably $600 overtaking this car for zero reason because there's somebody there that's willing." I don't know. I have issues with this, and this is why I understand why people have their frustrations with policing. The DWI investigation, perfectly fine. Old boy showing up here being roadside lawyer is kind of stupid. I do agree that they're allowed to go. I do like the search incident to arrest on her and maybe the immediate area of where she was. Maybe if they wanted to find more evidence for the crime of the DWI or the DUI, depending on how they're articulating this. And even the odor of marijuana coming from the car should have been the articulation for the search of the entire vehicle if they're going to actually search it. When you're inventorying for a tow, you're only inventorying to ensure that there's no valuables in the vehicle. You're not actually searching the car. You're not going to be taking out body panels and all that kind of, you're not doing all that. So I don't like the way this was articulated. However, I do think the arrest is perfectly kosher. I don't like the way that it was investigated, but it was ultimately verbally admitted to by the suspect here. This whole discussion is going to be stupid. I don't want to listen to them talk back and forth.
So Chris is saying,
they're enforcing policy.
Yeah, Chris is saying that his department charged $500 to get a release of the.
We had a drop fee. I don't remember who would charge the drop. It was actually the tow company that would charge the drop fee, but that was city policy. It's not state law, and that's why I get a little weird when it comes to that, because it's not. If it was written and codified in the law, that means that representatives voted on it. They said, you know what, fuck it, yeah, hell yeah, we're gonna go ahead and tow every car that gets. If you're arrested in the car, it gets towed. That's fine. Right? Or again, in an instance of like a drive-by shooting, I have shell casings in this car. I'm seizing the whole thing. If there's drugs in this car, or I believe something happened with this car, I'm taking it all day long. I don't care what the circumstances are. But like, it's my only issue with this is like, what purpose does it serve? That's why I have an issue with it being policy. Having the authority to do it, I have no issue with whatsoever. It's that it's policy to do it. I kind of have issue with.
So Chris is saying it went to the police department.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
my guy.
That was his thing. Yeah.
Did not include the tow fees, which the tow company collected. Damn!
That is
oh my
shit,
god!
Dude.
I don't know. Maybe
shout out to y'all's poor people, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. California also has a lot of things that I wouldn't agree with legally, so there's a different policy in policing. But to be fair, if that was policy as in codified in state law, those people elected to be governed that way. I would have never wanted to do any of that stuff. The fees went to the city, the tow company got their charge fees. Damn. Yeah, if it's not obstructing a roadway and there's people that are willing, as long as it's gone, I don't care how it gets gone. But like, I can totally see from a liability standpoint, a lot of times where you'll see some of these policies, it's in the interest of making sure that there's no conflict of interest and like the officer deciding who gets to take the car, or somebody taking advantage of somebody that's like, I'm not going to let some random stranger take the car.
Yeah.
I would probably only let the registered owner take it.
You got like 4 other people there that could just take it.
Yeah. Hey, Pam's like, money. Pam gets it.
That's how Chris got all that high-speed training. That's how they can afford it. That's how he was able to be a EMT and detective and SWAT and all the things.
Unlicensed. Damn. For us, city policy was if they were unlicensed and didn't have insurance in the vehicle, technically you could insurance tow the car. But there you had to have both. If they just didn't have insurance, they would issue the ticket if they had a valid driver's license. If they didn't have a valid driver's license but had insurance, you could issue the ticket for the invalid driver's license. But like, you had to have both. I tell you right now, I only instowed like 3 cars ever. I got yelled at a few times for it because I probably could have enforced that policy 300 times, maybe more. Because I didn't see the point in re-victimizing poor people by putting them in more debt. The companies that aren't, I don't know. Dude, I had issues with it.
Read this. Some people had to pay $4,000 in tow fees and then the fee to the police department. Jesus, dude. Oh my God.
And that's what I'm saying is like, to what end, right? Like, that's my frustration with it. Is it's like, I'm always gonna be down. If there's kids getting kidnapped and you need to go kick a door down and go get them, knock it out. I don't care what it costs. I don't care what it is. If you got to wreck 15 cars to stop a mass shooting, knock it out. But like, that stuff's like, I don't get it, dude.
That's crazy.
Hey, well, at least the governor finally stepped up and did something about it.
You see, I'm recording everything, so you see that they're not gonna.
Oh, they brought a freaking dog?
I think that's a sniffing dog. That's not a biting dog.
But like,
so that's probably for the search. I don't know why.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have the girl already in your patrol car. You got it a PC.
Oh
Oh no, that's security. Okay.
Chunk Security's got a pit bull out here?
That's
what?
crazy, dude.
You guys don't know. I may be a kid, but I go to school. I know what I'm doing for this type of stuff, and you guys don't know what you're doing right here.
Oh, yeah.
You know what you're doing.
Just because I'm a kid, I don't know shit. This is my car.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't know shit, bro.
No, take your hands out of your pockets.
So you guys aren't gonna go with them?
That's absolutely no. She is saying absolutely. You guys are. No, this is private property.
The police station or that parking lot is private property.
Don't make me laugh. This type of shit we see on the internet, and I'm seeing it right here in real life. Okay, that's funny shit. You can kick me out. This is private. You can kick me out. Yes, I can. Honey, do you hear this? Yes, I can. I know you sound
Yeah.
dumb.
On private property, yes, they can.
You sound dumb. I'm gonna put gas right now. What are you talking about?
It'd be a criminal trespass warning, and if they refuse to leave, they all go to jail, technically. As a privately owned business.
Oh, I think he's just leaving. He's peacing out.
It'll be booked in with you.
No, give it to my dad.
Why don't
Give it to my dad. Give it to my dad.
She doesn't get to control where her property goes.
Give it to my dad.
I'd drive off.
Because my
Nope.
stepmom's a lawyer, I'll sue your ass right now. Give it to my
No,
dad.
no.
Give it to my dad. I said give it to my dad. Give it to my dad.
Doesn't matter.
Let's go quick.
All right.
There's no need. I'd have been gone. But then I wouldn't be in this situation to begin with. Guard has more power than the cops. 100%. The guard absolutely does.
Yeah, he's got a pit bull, dude.
Pause
That's
it.
all the power you need.
Pause it. This motherfucker said this bitch is a civil attorney. If she's a civil attorney, then she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. Civil and criminal law are very different things. Like incredibly different things. Like, no. We'll keep going. We'll skip that. I'm done with this.
Well, yeah, there were only like 30 seconds left anyway.
Yeah, I'm done with this. This is re-pissed left. You went and done
this is an
me
hour
off.
long. We're skipping this.
Okay,
Sorry to
I'm
whoever
good.
said sovereign citizen movement. Yeah, this is sovereign citizen.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
No, that's okay.
I got
let's see. You know what? Here, you know what we'll do? We'll get a little palate cleanser. Let me see if I can find. Where's Chris?
I've never.
We'll find Chris's things.
Christian Halsey, I have a lackluster video. I like your video.
Here it is.
Thank you for the super chat, Christian. You do not have lackluster video.
No, Christian, you got the best stuff.
You have great videos. What are we playing?
So this is Chris's. This is what just happened with Chris this week.
My guy.
Riverside City College
Courtesy
ordered
of,
the shelter in place
Fox
for
Commander.
hours today.
This after a knife-wielding man was spotted on campus. KTLA5 Shelby Nelson joining us now live from Riverside,
hope
where
this
the
shows his
suspect
interview.
was arrested a short time.
I admit, I agree.
Shelby?
Yeah, Glenn Liu, it was a very scary
Oh,
situation
yes, it does. Okay,
for
good.
staff and students. They started getting notifications via email on their phones telling them to shelter in
This is
place
what they were all
at
here
the
for.
campus. A lot of them didn't know what was going on. That's what they were trying to figure out when we arrived, just to give you an idea of what exactly happened. So we saw police out here. They were obviously looking for that man who was spotted with a knife. We saw them go through this flood channel, and then eventually they went into
Did
that
y'all film
tunnel
it,
about
though? 'Cause it
150
showed
to
not tell.
200 feet away, where
Yeah.
they say that's where that man ran into.
Poor newscasters, Microsoft Surface.
Hell yeah! Oh look, there's a dog.
And that's what we heard as we saw police gathered at one end of the tunnel here on the Riverside City College campus. RCC's chief of police says that it was likely a beanbag
Ooh, look, they got the
shotgun meant
robot,
to try
dude.
and
Yeah,
man.
y'all got too
Oh,
much
that's where that
money.
tow money went.
Police even bringing
That's
their
all that
robots
tow
to
money,
locate the
baby.
suspect
Bro, they towed
inside.
like 3 cars.
At
They
around
paid for a
8
whole
this morning,
robot.
police got word from students that there was a person in the parking lot walking around with what appeared to be a folding knife. At first, officers couldn't locate him, but eventually they say he was spotted hiding behind some buildings on campus. That's when officers ordered him to stop. He didn't, and that prompted a foot chase.
I'm so glad Chris is
where
here for this.
He then barricaded himself
welcome,
in
Chris.
that tunnel. Now, the incident prompted a school-wide alert telling people
Chris
to
definitely
shelter in
arrested
place
someone for
starting at
being
around
another door
9:50
back at
this
10
morning.
p.m.
We talked to a few people. One of them told us that his sister was inside her classroom when this was all happening.
Uh-oh.
Right now, she's inside the room with the teacher, and I guess the teacher is still lecturing.
Shout out to
and
this
trying
outfit.
Get their minds off of it.
I was walking towards the cafeteria, and then I heard the helicopter overhead, and they were saying, all students, please get inside. I was a little scared, because, like, you know, a lot of the recent school shootings and stuff. So I was just
Pause
hoping
it
it
real
was one
quick.
of those situations.
I just want to illustrate that they're interviewing people that literally did nothing through this whole scenario, but be there, right? Like they were just there. They were cops clearing dark tunnels with a possibly knife-wielding man. And cops getting into foot chases with guys. And like the news spends time talking to people that were like,
hey, Chris doesn't let his cops talk to the media, okay?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
But yeah, no, this is
best breakdown. All I'm pointing out is I think it's real weak that they're interviewing like kids that are like, I was kind of scared. You know, like the cops, I guess, were just there. I mean, they couldn't have possibly had any stress during the situation.
Or any better information. These guys were nowhere near it. They're just like, well, I heard an alarm and but there's a formula to these things.
You know what?
You got to put a human face to the stuff, Josh.
Did you know that the janitors kept cleaning because they knew this was bullshit? Did you also know that the lawnmower guy was drunk, so he didn't go and mow the lawn on campus? So they're going to be renegotiating. Like, who gives a shit? Show me the action and tell me what happened, dude. Like,
well, they don't have any of that, so they have to do this.
Yes, we'll keep going.
And police say that suspect was armed with
they have
a
the
knife
same
and
three
brass
crips. Hey, they got the.
Oh, hey, my guy.
There we go. Could have showed us this, but they got to pad 5 whole minutes.
Police sent in
They got 5 minutes
crisis
to fill, Josh.
negotiators. Video from Sky 5 shows the moment police find him on the other side of the tunnel in back of a liquor store. They
just standing over him proud like he did something.
RCCP police tells us how he got to the other side in the first place.
He was able to get deeper into
There
the
he
tunnel.
is.
At one point in time, our officers were attempting to take him into custody, and he was able to get away from them. He went through the entire tunnel and went up a ladder to and he escaped through a manhole cover. He basically was detained behind a liquor store. And subsequently, our officers did have to deploy a taser.
They put a spit mask on him.
And fortunately,
Chris, did he spit?
Chris, did he spit? And did we charge him with it?
Did they cut that out of the interview?
Chris, give us the charges. I also love to point out, and I'm not gonna give Chris shit for it, but I will at the same time. There was a time in Chris's career where he would go and get in like some heinous fight, or people would shoot at him, crazy stuff, and some dickhead with some bars on his like collar spent the whole time talking about all these things that they did, and they just had to go and do paperwork and go the fuck back to work. And it's come full circle that Chris has like robots and helicopters, and there's men and women holding the line, doing the things to keep these students safe. And who gets to be in front of the camera and talk about other things other people did? Their fearless leader.
That's right. Look at him. I'm just getting these so that Fox can take all the screenshots he wants.
There it is. Everybody's trolling him in the chat.
So apparently the guy did spit. Chris is saying yes, he spit.
My guy. Full circle. Anyways,
circle.
We'll keep going. Let's see if he thanks the troops. Let's see.
Right.
Oh, let's listen to it.
He went through the entire tunnel and went up a ladder to a. And
we're gonna edit it out. He probably said something really nice about these cops, and then they're like, "Ah, fuck it."
And they only need 20 seconds of him. But they need the one guy going like, "Yeah, I heard an alarm, and my sister went into her dorm room."
And fortunately, police tell us no one was hurt. Again, as we told you earlier, he was.
She said, "Unfortunately."
Reporting live in Riverside, I'm Shelby Nelson, KTLA 5 News.
There you go.
Bro, I also want to point out, bro, the density of our people one in Southern California, my dog. Like,
yeah, we're taking over.
They're like 95% Hispanic down there. Dude.
We're coming for your women. Josh and I already got 2 of them.
They cut that part I did. He's already defending himself.
Bro, they always do.
Okay, I will give you the part that here. Just imagine I have some stars on my collar here, and I'm admin Chris.
Put your admin hat on. Where's your admin hat?
I have it somewhere. I think it's in a closet somewhere.
I thought I had one here.
Either way, I'm sure what left Chris's mouth was likely, we have brave young men and women willing to go and put themselves in harm's way to keep people safe. I'm glad we have them. Now where's my comfy chair? I need to go back to sitting down. This is too much sunlight for me. There's that. Okay. How many of these do you think we can get through? It's. I'll give you guys like 2 or 3 more. We'll see how many of these we can get.
Yeah,
through.
this is 57 minutes, so nope, we're noping out of that one. Okay, this one's.
He said that this video is hilarious. Which one was he talking about?
Oh,
I need a happy
was it
one.
the one that I just closed? My bad.
Maybe. Dog.
Let's see.
Yeah, what have you? Please play this one.
Create a high-risk environment.
He said pretty much, Chris. Chris, we love you. I am glad that none of your officers were hurt, and that idiot was probably signal 20 as hell. I'm glad he was.
Oh, this is a good one. No, this one is a pizza guy trips the guy. Okay.
I would be a proud papa if I was a supervisor, and that was the disposition of the call. The very best in the business. Keep going.
Oh my God, Jagger! Oh my God, Jagger! There's a
high speed.
That's not a high speed chase.
Pit that guy. Oh.
Pit that guy.
Oh hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
That's how you pit that guy.
Police in an arrest. We hear from
Oh my God!
What a hero! Why would you zoom in to not?
Welcome to After
If you
Hours,
zoomed
presented
into
by Law
literally
and
not
Crime.
the action.
I'm Sam Colbert.
Law and Crime. I'm docking you for that. Okay, I don't need to hear his
police
interview.
are chasing a suspect, and it's
Show
not
us
the
again.
cops who ended up stopping him.
Blah, blah, blah.
EA
Come on,
is
show
seen
us.
Well, it was
on
the
video
cops. He just
sweeping his
tripped him.
leg and tripping a suspect while he still holds on to the pizza. Thanks to Morell, the suspect hit the ground.
Like, why would you crop into?
I don't know. That's
Sky.
weird.
Anyway, that was great. I love that.
He said the silver car video. That doesn't narrow it down, dog.
That does not. No, dude, we got a million.
Put it back in the chat.
The
Yeah,
verbal
drop it again.
notification.
Oh, this one. I wanted to get your take on this one, Josh.
Okay. Oh, this is Masada Ayub. This
That's
is the
right.
man. Hey, this guy's is Chris's age.
Oh.
Oh,
Chris,
shit,
you
no,
look way
he's-
better than this.
No. This guy's a little older than Chris. Chris isn't this old, but Masada
I was like, Chris
Ayub
is holding
looked
up
like-
well.
When Masada Ayub, or when Chris was like a young thing, like no stripes, no nothing, Masada Ayub was literally the subject matter expert for police involved shootings and uses of force. Like they would call him to the stand in very high profile cases. This is how this guy made his thing. Anyways, we'll keep going.
Notification should not be, I've got a gun. That's a threatening statement. I would probably say, officer, I feel a duty to notify. I'm licensed to carry and I do have it on. Tell me what you want me to do. Now, certainly, officer, okay, you're beginning with respect for authority and indication of obedience to his lawful authority. I am licensed to carry. Notice that does not contain a scary one-syllable word that begins with a hard consonant and frightens young policemen.
This guy.
Remember, there are police training academies and departments.
said
in this
young
country
policemen.
where on the shooting range, the command to draw and fire is when the instructor
gun,
yells,
yeah.
"Gun!"
Yep.
I'm licensed
called
to carry.
operant conditioning.
He'll know what you're talking about.
David Attenborough, the cop. I'd say yes. In some states, you're obligated to identify that you are indeed armed. Texas is not one of them, because again, we're free people. Every time I see some of these laws, I'm like, dog, y'all pay for that too. Y'all pay taxes for that shit. That being said, you just be calm and whatever, and understand that I don't know. I would notify, I guess, if you thought it was important, but if it's a standard traffic stop, just shut your mouth and don't mess with it. If he sees it, address that, obviously. Or if it's if you're doing your job to conceal carry it properly, he shouldn't see it, if that makes any sense. But I guess if you're carrying a Glock 40 and this thing's ginormous and it's sticking out, then yeah, go ahead and notify and ensure. To be honest, most of the time that we saw CHLs or licenses to carry, these people aren't dick bags anyways, because it's hard enough to maintain one of those things. I swear the standards are higher for CHLs than they are for some of these cops to get employed. So yeah, you would see that and not typically have any issue with it. Chris shared something. What is this?
Okay.
Said Juan, play this one.
Video.
He tried to justify.
He's trying to get himself. Let me see.
We'll play it for
where did
Chris.
he share it?
We'll play it for
Nora
Chris.
Charles?
In the chat. He's in the chat.
Oh, in the chat. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was wrong. It was classical conditioning, not operant conditioning. But yes, that's when a stimulus creates a
He would care.
conditioned response. Well, it's just if you get it, that's what. If you're used to hearing the word gun and then shooting, then yeah, you might create
that's true.
Conditioning where if you see money for a new hat. Okay.
An El Monte police officer.
If you hear the word gun, you might think, oh, I need to shoot. Like your body will automatically respond to it.
27-year-old
like a dog salivating to a bell.
Was telling colleagues about the day he was born in the driveway of his childhood El Monte home. Apparently, his umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck, and that prompted his...
Oh.
As he was telling the story, his lieutenant, Chris Cano, realized that he was the responding paramedic that freed the umbilical cord from Dominguez's neck as he was turning a deep shade of blue, he said. Officer Dominguez told everyone that's how he got his unique middle name of Blue. I'm Ken Molestina, CBS LA.
Damn.
Whoa. That's how you know you're like Cain and Abel, old dog. Like, you have cops that have not only grown up as children, gone to high school and all this other stuff, gone through academy, get on there and be chummy enough to even talk to a lieutenant and give some personal story of having their life saved, and that you are that guy. Shout out to Chris. I also will point this out that Chris is a rare example of somebody that started off in EMS and decided to become a police officer. That's pretty rare, actually, in the broader sense. It might be more common where he's coming from, but those are very unique. That's actual first responder skills.
I will also point out that that's probably why Chris does not use a handpiece and does not allow any of his officers to use them, because he knows that it can wrap around your neck and be used to strangle you. And so he wants to make sure.
Oh my God! I'm beyond.
That's why you got to do this, right? You got to pull it off your belt. You got to go like this.
That is the most savage. That is the most savage. I wish Bill was here. He would appreciate that as much as I do. Warrior, what's going on, my dude? Yes, bro. Cain and Abel's old. 18-year-old impersonator. It's not. Most go to fire. Interesting. They're laughing. They get it now.
Hey, Schmang backs me up on classical conditioning. Thank you, Schmang.
No, it is. It absolutely. It's important. It is important.
It's important to know.
That's why I prefer threat over gun.
Yeah.
If you, I'm not threatening you. Yeah, you might be nervous when you're standing around me. I have a lot of reps of the word threat, meaning I'm hurting somebody.
Poofy saying Chris really be prehistoric. Bro, Poofy, he's a mod. He's gonna time you out again.
Oh my God, he is a mod. I forgot,
yeah,
bro.
I made him a mod specifically so he could time out Poofy.
I forgot Chris is a mod on this. Shout out to that.
It's funny because like you're not a mod, Bill's not a mod. I made myself a mod, and I made Chris a mod.
Get on ground! You gotta go here!
Oh, good. Oh, that malfunction clear.
Damn.
My God.
Shots fired. Canine 103. Shots fired. Suspect down.
Golly.
Have a good night, Pam. Sorry for keeping you up.
Had a gun in his hand.
When Bill's not here to put us all to bed.
Yeah.
We stay up
cover
late.
the car. Cover the car.
Oh.
Cover the car. Cover the car. Hey. All right, ceasefire. Ceasefire. Cover the car. Watch the car. Shit.
He's like, oh man.
Get behind cover. Yeah, back up a little bit. Hey, long access to the car.
I got this. You good?
I'm good. I'm
call
behind
them out.
you.
Yep. Call them out. It's a high risk.
Dan,
dude.
you got your dog?
Yeah, my dog's in the car. We're good.
I have the dog in the car.
Dylan B.
Hold what you got. Anyone got a shield?
Hey, Dylan B, it's called efficiency.
Canine 103. All officers are
what is it,
okay out here.
vertical integration?
We have shots fired. Suspect down. We don't know if there's anyone else in the car. Back up.
I wonder if this, like in Chris's old city, they're gonna charge him for that.
Yeah.
Hold what you got. You guys got the car? Yeah. You got them, Dan? Dan? Okay.
Hey, Pam, good night.
I'm gonna give him an itemized list of the bullets and charge him for it.
We love you, Pam. Who got shot 19 times?
Yeah.
Yeah, dog, that's a lot of people.
This is the video of that girl from the gas station.
Yeah.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Oh, not the dog, bro. Put the dog back.
Dog's out! Dog's out! Kylo, heel! 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 Kylo, heal.
Dude, thank you.
Let me see your
What the
hands.
hell you doing, man?
Get on your stomach. Let me see your hands. Get on your stomach. Roll over on your stomach. Roll over on your stomach. Get on your stomach.
I don't know about those last couple of
Yeah.
steps, right?
Okay, so here's my thing. If you just were telling him roll over on your stomach and then he moves and then you shoot him again, like
one person gives directions, and typically if you got a rifle or something like that, there's no need to have 18 guns pointed at a guy.
No.
Does it avoid stuff like that? The first bit of shooting was perfectly justified because the guy did have a shotgun in his hand and was running, but I could see there being a handful of questions on that second set.
Yeah.
Also, the initial officer that shot did not shoot during that second string of fire. So I'd be curious to see how that played out in the end. Stuff matters. Stuff matters, dude.
Watch the car.
We don't need to watch this anymore. Unless they take the car down? They just like kind of
that's what I was wondering.
Trying to see if we can they ever approach the car.
There's a rifle.
Shot fire. Heal. Let me see your hands. Stomach. Let me see your hands.
Okay, so the suspect rolled away from officers and concealed his hands. Okay.
Mr. Rifle does all the heavy lifting on use of force. Only one cop should give directions 100%. And Daniel, yes, he was smoked like a cigarello, my dude.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they do anything. I don't think they show anything that they do with the car.
I guess the car was empty.
Yeah, must have been. Okay.
All right. We got any more? I got that. I'll do 2 more.
Yeah, let's do something that's not a shooting.
Spend a little bit of time on the after party.
Yeah, I want to do something that's not a shooting because we do a lot of shootings.
I tell you what, we're 50-50 today on cops doing great and then cops getting dunked on.
Here, we'll do this one because Bill's not here to get mad about the dog. I get mad about the dog, but that way it won't get shared again when he's here.
There's no audio early. A tiny little dog.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he's walking within leash distance of this dog. I wouldn't be.
They both are. Oh, second dog.
Chihuahua's just chilling. Like a mutt.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the video I sent. Effing Mint will consider it.
Did that come with a super chat or?
I have to tell my officers that all the time. Luckily, my rookie gets it. No one needs to have a third-party screen. I agree. Or Charles gets it.
How are you? Huh?
These are pretty small dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you still here? Because of this thing.
Hands out of pockets, bro.
Yeah. What is my guy doing here with this bicycle?
He's fixing it.
This is domestic?
Let's look.
Also, Axon.
So Loveland PD attacks family and pet dog over a slap. Okay, so... it doesn't say why they're here.
Juan, it's in your DMs.
Okay.
Just play the video.
Slide it into my DMs.
Okay. Okay, that's a civil. Civil.
And my dad's bike, or my dad's dad was called bungee cord, and I didn't get the bungee cord back. I didn't get my elephant back. I went over there once for the bungee cord. He said he would pay for it, and he told me to pull the money out of my ass, and then I walked away, and then I came back home, and then I was like, okay, I looked at the lanyard to make sure he didn't leave anything on it, to make sure he gave me
Assault dogs.
and then I realized there was no elephant on it, so I went back, and then he gave me my elephant.
They're discussing whether or not they believe this is a status offense due to the relationship and her age. Status offense means that it's only due to that individual's status that this becomes an offense. Their status is requisite for it to be illegal, like minors or adults or felons.
Middle-aged people.
TFTO's tourniquet. It's a pretty clapped out tourniquet, though. I will say that. Gotta switch those out every couple of years. They will lose their integrity. Like the material will lose its integrity if you don't.
That would suck.
Switch them out. Yeah, exactly. It's like and they're like $30 or $40 to have a decent one. Is he hooking her up for domestic assault?
Stop.
No, this is my daughter.
Put that down.
This is my daughter. She's 14. You can't arrest a 14-year-old. No, you cannot. No, you can't.
Hey, Josh, can you arrest a 14-year-old?
1000%. There are plenty of times.
Can you arrest a deaf?
Yeah, yes. She was 13. Thank you.
In front of her whole family, yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep, and Sunday's best.
Nice.
Bullshit. Let me get
Nope.
my dog.
Nope.
Let me get
Nope.
my
That's
fucking
interference.
dog.
That's interference.
Start fighting everybody.
There it goes.
Let me get on the ground. Let me get on the ground. Fucking dog. Get on the ground. I'm not arresting shit. I'm not. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Phase him. Do it. If you don't got the hands, girl.
Stay down. Don't move. You stay down. Don't move.
Good poor dog.
If you get up, you are going to get tased again. Do you understand me? You stay down. Getting my dog. Roll over onto your stomach. I was getting. Put your hands
Doesn't matter.
behind your back.
Doesn't
Looks
matter.
like your dog's on a leash.
Put your hands behind your back. Do not move. I won't, sir. I won't. I won't move. Stop.
Oh, she's fighting.
All right, rate this handcuffing.
Dog away, please.
We will take care of your dog. Put your.
Please, I don't want you guys to shoot him or anything.
We're not gonna shoot your dog.
God
Knock it
damn
off.
it. You guys, I didn't do shit. I was trying to get
Government
my dog.
can.
So he wouldn't attack me.
He's holding the dog. This
Oh
guy.
my God.
We'll take additional.
You know what? Shout out to him.
Did you see that shit?
Oh, the dog just wants to help. Like, she's fighting and he's fighting.
You okay?
They're the reason why these dogs are in danger. Can we skip with the screeching?
Are you okay? We cannot do this.
970-820-78.
Stop.
Oh,
I'm
no.
not choking. I'm a canine officer, dude.
Damn it.
Jeez Louise.
Don't hang the dog, dude.
Choking my dog.
Can you get your feet out of the way? Can you get your feet out of the way? Go up, boys. Go up, boys. Go,
Let him
boys.
go.
Get back.
Oh, the dog seems fine. I have no problem with that, actually.
I
no
don't
problem
like it.
with
We
that.
could have done it. It's a small dog. It was a big
It's
dog.
a small dog.
It was a bigger dog.
He didn't want to get bit. Is
Yeah, I
probably
know.
what
I'm
it
just
is.
like,
Yeah.
you could have done this. And, I mean,
You fucking pushed me for no reason. I had
your
no
mouth.
fucking weapons.
You are under arrest.
For what?
Obstructing and
don't know
resisting.
me to
I was doing
100%.
nothing. I was trying to help you.
No.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Stop.
Get your cap
Roll
down.
on your
good,
side.
Can you please get your cap
Yeah,
down?
they're all coming, dude.
Thank you.
Chill out.
Thank you. You're being a real asshole to me.
I am?
I didn't do shit to you.
Look at yourself.
I was trying to get my dog. You me on the ground. 'Cause I didn't
Rewind
want you
it.
guys to hurt my dog.
Rewind it. Rewind it to when the arrest occurred. Go back.
so, okay.
No, a little bit past
further
that.
up.
Just a little further up.
Oh, here we go.
Stop.
Right there.
Stop.
No, this is my daughter.
Put that down.
This is my daughter. She's
I
14. You
understand
can't arrest a 14-year-old. No, you cannot. No, you can't. Bullshit. Let me get my dog.
You are not gonna
Let me
I
get
was-
my fucking dog.
You are
Ask
not gonna walk
Cal.
into
Start fighting everybody.
Mate.
Let me get
Perfectly
on-
lawful. Okay, we're done.
Get on the ground.
We're done. He deserved everything he got. I do understand the way that looked with the whole dog thing. Apparently, the guy said that he was a canine officer. The dog did not appear to be injured. I don't see it. I can understand there's a difference between scruffing a dog, which is where you grab the dog's scruff and pick him up, which you probably could have done. The leash was a bit more expeditious. I don't think he did anything malicious. He didn't like kick the dog or throw it on the ground or whatever. Now, had the dog sustained an injury due to this, maybe I can kind of understand the frustration. All I want to say is, in my police department, I had an officer that had a dog about this size attack him, and he skipped some rounds off the pavement and killed a crackhead. So definitely could have gone down more poorly. Yeah, this is
Much better.
Yeah. So if they really cared about the dog, they wouldn't have made this big a stink.
Yeah, you could also very easily ask nicely to get the dog, and they probably would have
100%.
the dog.
100%. Or before you go on hands-on with her, have the dog get secured prior to that. The initial officer was just holding onto the leash. I don't see any issue with that. But use some tactics. It makes life a little bit easier, but also don't be ignorant people, because this is all a result of ignorance.
You know what? I'm gonna blame this officer for letting go of the leash, because he got scared by the little doggo.
I tell you what, Wishbone was having at it.
And then he lets go of the dog, and now the other guy has to go get him, or the same guy has to go get him, and now it's like a.
I agree.
And he's like, "Let's put the dog inside." Yeah.
I tell you what, was pretty weak that he had to tase the guy though. Just go hands on.
See, he had to get the dog to protect his very scared partner there.
Nah, PD failed. They're called Loveland, and that wasn't enough love.
That's right. Get defunded, losers. Okay, Chris sent me a video. Let me pull that up.
Okay, this will be our last one for the night.
Yeah, we'll end it on Chris.
We'll end it on whatever you wanted to go see.
I got to give a shout out to Bill for keeping track of all these damn tabs every time.
Dude, I tell you what, it's a lot. We have been doing videos now for 2 straight hours, and we barely put a dent in the amount of videos we got.
Oh, here we go. He's trying to clear his name about what
Trying
we
to clear his name. Let's see it.
Let's see. Okay, so turn on the audio.
For Cano, spelled CHRIS, TOPHER, last of Cano, CANO. Yes. So at approximately 8 o'clock this morning, we had received notification from some of our student body that there was a person in a parking lot walking around with a knife that, based upon the pictures that were sent to us, it looked like a folding knife. Really can't get the idea of how big the blade was, but he was walking around displaying this knife, and the students notified us. At this time, what we ended up doing was starting to search for him. We couldn't locate him at first. Then we subsequently did locate him hiding behind some buildings. The officers ordered him to stop, but they went into foot pursuit, and he essentially was able to utilize the basin here, and then he barricaded himself inside of the tunnel. That's where you folks have been taking your video from at that point.
Was he hiding behind some of the buildings on campus?
Yes, he was actually utilizing some of the buildings around the campus to stay hidden.
So the first time that you guys got word that you started...
Admin-in-chief. Warrior. That's literally his only comment.
There was no shelter in place at that point due to the fact that it appeared that he had left campus, but as soon as our officers located him...
That is a pretty solid hair day, my dude.
That's when we decided to go ahead and lock down the campus to keep all the students safe, due to the fact that he was armed with a knife and he ended up having brass knuckles as well. So we wanted to... For Cano, spelled CHRIS, TOPHER, last of
Go to the next one. Go to the next one.
Oh, wait, no, sorry, that's the
Cano,
real
spelled...
thing. Hang on.
So I also want to point out that Chris still did not thank the troops, dude.
Yeah.
Dog.
He just wanted to talk
did that
about,
to hear himself talk.
Yeah, he just wanted to talk about the brass knuckles, bro.
Full lobotomy. I guess we'll give him one more. That was a real letdown.
We'll do effing
mints. Where is it at?
He's giving us
have robots, but I haven't phased out the graphics. That's incredible. That is incredible.
Okay, let's see.
This month, we watched this terrifying scene, a man opening fire on police officers from a home on Orleans Avenue. He died in the gunfight, but not before shooting a police officer right in his ballistic vest. That officer survived, but he'll have to live with those images burned into his memory. But he won't be alone. There's an NOPD officer who understands better than any officer around what he went through, because that officer has been shot 3 separate times. Now he's pulling back the curtain on his work with his fellow officers. For investigative reporter Mike Perlstein.
This eternal flame and memorial outside of New Orleans Police Headquarters bears the names of officers killed in the line of duty. Daryl Holloway was added after he was fatally shot in 2015. Marcus McNeil, known by fellow officers as Milk Dud, was gunned down in 2017.
Officers who choose this as a career are making tremendous sacrifices.
Not as well known are officers who take a bullet and survive. Fate luck, and quick medical attention may keep their names from being etched into the memorial. But among their fellow officers, they are living reminders of the everyday dangers of the job.
Even outside of a critical incident, let's say.
Despite those constant reminders, he had always been reluctant to talk about his trauma.
You know, it's always embedded with us is you're the police, this is a job you chose, suck it up, you know, and you keep going.
But those macho codes of the past are changing. Police departments no longer just focus on patching up physical wounds, but also providing ongoing help for psychological ones. And that's where Abbott has found a new calling as the NOPD's first ever peer support counselor.
For some reason they think
just now getting this? Good Lord. I've had this for like 10 years.
A year ago, Abbott joined an officer assistance team that includes chaplains, a psychologist, and a social worker, Cecile Tebow. They not only counsel officers who have been injured, but any cop shaken by the harsh reality of the job.
You see enough dead people and enough child abuses and just enough other trauma, you know, that builds up on you, you know. So again, it's like that balloon with the helium in it. You gotta let that out some kind of way before it's gonna explode.
He brings to us just such an amazing personality, such amazing empathy, such amazing love for his brothers and sisters in blue.
Yet fellow officers did not immediately embrace the program.
You know, initially they might, again, have that same wall that I have or that same attitude that I had of, you know, no, I'm not doing that. I don't need to be involved in that.
But Abbott has gradually become a fixture of open-ended support, giving talks at recruit classes, in-service training, and when needed, at times of trauma. Officers can, and now do, call Abbott anytime, day or night.
Most of the peer support is just talking.
The peer support's a good thing. I think it's a very valuable part of the job. I was very lucky. We had the Blue Chip program in Arlington where I was a cop. And I do want to thank Will Johnson, who was a chief. It's one of the very few times you'll ever hear me thank admin. He really did pioneer that program with my police department. He allowed for senior officers or whatever it was to create peer-only, anonymous peer-only support where you were only talking to fellow officers within your same department. However, I will say that I think there's a happy medium between the old suck it up version of the job and the new, right? Because ultimately, I think there needs to be more upfront about that you are consenting to a job of violence. I mean, that's the reality of it, right? Like if you look at the way that oftentimes veterans might come out and mind you, they're doing deployments, right? Like it's a deployment worth of violence as opposed to 20 years worth of being in the shit, right? So like when you're comparing law enforcement to the military, it's never really a fair comparison. Because the amount of stress is probably more acute in a military sense. You're looking at getting bombed and shot at with AKs every day. But the ability to detach yourself from what's occurring and the ability to, and this might sound cruel, but dehumanize the experience. You'll sit there and say that this was the criminal element doing something. This wasn't a person. You know, this is the victim, and there's certain verbiage in that where you might be able to protect that person or at least prepare that person for that level of violence. That being said, I understand the argument that this more modern discussion of, yeah, but you can deal and mend that trauma that those officers are experiencing to allow them to either have a more fruitful career and that they'll last longer and you're less likely to have officers doing misconduct or acting incorrectly. I think the reason why I say all this is kind of a long way of getting around saying this is that the job is going to require you to do things that we were not really ever born or designed to do or handle well, unless you're a sociopath, right? Right. And so like, I don't know, you are going to suffer for the job. And I think that anybody that's trying to tell you that you don't have to is lying to you. And I think that anybody that's trying to give you this idea that any amount of therapy is ever going to fully heal those things that happen to you is lying to you. You're setting up like it's like telling a kid he's going to make it into the NFL. Like if him being happy with his life means that, or then you're setting that kid up for failure. You can tell him to try, but I think you're giving an unrealistic expectation for the reality of that job. And I think there's probably a lot, if you really dug into an honest look at post-trauma care, right? Especially when you're talking about long-term. This is like not one instance, but like an accrued instance. You'll see it with kids that come out of the foster system or that come out of abusive households where it was a decade or more worth of abuse. They will never fully be a different person. That trauma will always be there. They're just given coping mechanisms. But that being said, that I don't want to be in a place where I'm telling, oh, it's okay because this person has trauma, that they can't go and engage in a healthy relationship despite that trauma, right? Or make attempts or be held to that standard. I think in law enforcement, we can't sit back and say it's not fair or that's inherent. Yes, you should understand that's what you're signing up for, is an unfair existence as long as you wear the badge. But I think that they need to stop trying to apply the lens of a kid that's a victim of a thing they couldn't control versus a cop that's signing up for a job voluntarily. Like, it's not like a draft. They're not drafting you to be a police officer, right? You are going into the job and consenting to put yourself in harm's way. And so you have to take that into account. And that's really where that suck it up mentality kind of comes from. It's like, hey, I've said it multiple times on stream. You have the rest of your life to have PTSD. Right now, I need you to do your job. And that sounds cruel and awful. I've had to do it plenty of times. I have suffered through PTSD during a call and still managed to do it because you have people relying on you to do your job. I'm not going to get mad at, I'm not going to apologize for a heart surgeon that decides in the middle of a heart surgery that he feels like he can't do his job because his last patient died. Go get drunk with your buddies after you're done trying to fix my heart, okay? Go talk to your therapist afterwards. While you're doing the job, that's not an excuse. And I think while you're allowing yourself to be in a position of power over other people, it's not an excuse. And so you should know that from day one moving forward, it's going to be a shitty standard you're going to get held to. It's going to be awful. You are forfeiting that part of your soul and that part of you feeling safe to do the job. And I think as long as you're doing that, you're probably coming in with the right set of circumstances. You'll get to coping mechanisms faster. And you should seek out this help. And I think you should encourage that. Yeah. I see both sides of the coin. And that's why I hate with these kind of puff pieces is that they fail to acknowledge that other function of, yeah, but I still need you to go catch like, I don't need the Uvalde situation, right? Like, nobody wants that. And they're going to say, well, they're scared. Of course they're scared. That's human nature to be scared, but that's what you're signing up for. So I have a very big, that's clearly a big talking point for me. And that's a huge reason why we even started the channel, was that, yes, I spend time bitching about cops just as much as I do high-fiving them for being badasses. But, like, that's no one asked you to be one.
Yeah. Well, I think it's really important to have those... to have these things available for sure, because like you said, the coping mechanisms are there to be coping mechanisms. Like, you're not going to get rid of the trauma. It is going to be there forever, and it will change you as a person, and it's going to be something that you deal with, but it's something that you can live with, and it's something that becomes a part of you, and it's something that you know is always there. And most of what a lot of this therapy and stuff teaches you how to do is how to function and get back to a place where you can function in a normal way. While still carrying that. It's kind of like, think of it kind of like a workout. It just helps you carry heavier things, Yep. And so that's really where it is. And I think a lot of the time what these puff pieces do is make you think that, you're going to basically like revert back, and it's like, it's not going to affect you anymore. Of course it's still going to affect you. That's not what it is for. But that's part of why I like to joke. My thing I always tell you guys is like, trauma builds character. And it's just like, it's a dumb thing to kind of say, but it is also kind of true. There's a psychological concept called like anti-fragile, which is this idea. It's kind of like your immune system. It's this idea that by experiencing difficult things or traumatic things, you can get what's called post-traumatic growth out of it as well. So it's not always a bad thing to experience a bad thing. You can learn to get to cope better, to get better. It's kind of like people talk about how to be a good comedian, you just have to be like depressed, or you have to have had a bad childhood or whatever. It's like there's certain things that come out of difficult experiences that you can't get if you don't have those experiences. It's also why I joke about like that person needs to be bullied a little bit more, or like kids need to be bullied more. Sure. It's like it's a joke, but it's also like you can't protect people from everything at all times, because if you do, you deprive them of the ability to function in a world that is not easy and in a world that has difficulty. And so
we talked about the high stress training.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Like,
That's what I was leading to, is like, you need to be prepared, to understand that like this is going to be a hard and difficult job going into it, and it's a big part of why we we joke and tell people don't go into it, but if you do, like, this is kind of showing you this is what you can expect. But then on top of that, like, once you're in there, it's good to have somebody there that you can talk to who can tell you how to maybe deal with this while you're in there, or how to maybe push it and shove it all the way down until you get out. Like, there's value in that as well. Like, it's not always about like you have to process and deal with it in the moment, because maybe that's not helpful for what you need to do. People cope in different ways.
And before we sign off, I'll kind of give this just to kind of tie it up. If you ever looked at like 80s movies, like action 80s movies, they're super cringe and kind of shitty. But what I used to always like about the heroes is they never came out of it unscathed. Right? If you watch, John McClane's got like fucked up feet from going through glass. He got shot sometimes, and he just kind of grinned and bared it.
Dude, every Rocky movie.
So he's not like Superman that he's just like shrugging off all the damage. Like, he suffered to accomplish those things. And so they tell you like, hey, wanting to be an action hero is not a bad goal. Just understand it comes with consequences. If you want, there's that awesome scene where the Achilles in Troy is riding on his horse, and he's like, aren't you scared of war? I'd be afraid to go to war. And he looks at him and he says, that's why no one will remember your name. Literally, and it's coming from Achilles, which is like, as an archetype, one of the greatest warriors of all time. And there's some hubris to all that. And I think that there's a point of diminishing returns on heroism, right? But like, I definitely think that if that's and this is kind of why Landon Carter is saying that he's going to start his first job on Monday for getting to go into the police world. And what I'll say to that is that if you're nervous, that's a good thing, because you realize, hey, like, this is I used to do, it was a funny thing going to a hot call, and anybody that's been a cop for any amount of time knows that you mentally prepare yourself to get shot. It was like a very strange. I remember Kinsey, actually my wife, she's a book writer, and she wrote a scene in there where this character already pre-thought in their mind a limb to donate to this like animal that was attacking them. They were like, all right, so I'm going to give him my left. This character has a prosthetic leg. And so I was like, well, I'm just going to throw the prosthetic legs. It's the one I don't mind losing. I had pre-donated limbs to knives, to dogs, to car windows. So I said, I want to keep my fighting hand as prepared for violence as possible. So I like, it's going to hurt. And the more you're like, okay, it's going to hurt, let's just accept this now. Right? Or like during a workout, like the workout's going to suck, but instead of dreading it, let me just accept the fact that it's going to happen and go. You'd be amazed at how much more fortified you are for that. So being nervous means you're coming at it with the right mindset. I'd say that for anybody that's going to that job. That's why we gave the speech, right? Like, it's, as long as you know, it's a lot better than being blindsided. The way they sold policing to Chris's generation, or to my generation, was like, hey man, you're gonna make a difference. And I'm like, we did
that whole like half stream of all the recruitment videos of like, yeah, you get to do all this cool stuff. You get the chases, that's against policy. Yeah. You get to go and tackle the guy, that's against policy. You get to,
And it's like,
you got a sniper, like, yeah, we can't afford that.
Can't afford that, dude. Yeah, we have the robot, but we're still gonna drive the Crown Vic. And so it's like I think that a lot of people eat the recruiting stuff, right? And I kind of think about the kids that volunteered during World War II, right? In America, where they sat there and they saw the poster and they got the propaganda, and imagine landing on Omaha Beach like, the fuck? Like, this is not what I signed up for. Glory.
We're just throwing enough bodies at the thing to they run out of bullets.
Yeah, like I joined to celebrate, like to go vanquish my enemy, not to like open a door and just get mowed down. And they're like, dog, you signed up for war. Like, this is welcome, And so I think that's really more or less the reality, that it's just like a slow grind on your soul. And either you outlast it or you donate as much of your soul as you're willing to society, and then you leave, hopefully before it's too late, right? Before you've lost a part of yourself you don't want to lose, or you've injured your relationships. Daniel, I'm 33. Oh, no, I'm 32.
You're 32.
No,
you're 6
I turned 33 this
year.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
but Yeah, you are 33, yes. But it's a, I think venting's super helpful. Bill and I talk about this stuff all the time. I remember when I first got out, I had a lot of honest conversations, and Juan's known me since I was 16. And so he got to watch. It was weird. My wife met me only a few months before I became a cop, where Juan knew me a much longer time. And we've had conversations about that I was much like softer. And though I always had like kind of a twisted sense of humor because I grew up with like cartoons and pre-woke culture or whatever.
Well, we grew up before the internet was like walled gardens, and it was just the Wild West, and you could just go to any freaking website and watch beheadings and watch whatever. And
yeah, sure. So like I grew up without a lot of that, so we already kind of had a darker sense of humor. But like post police, it's way a lot worse, right? And then at the very least, my disposition to a lot that's a lot different. But you'll change, and I know my personal feelings on people, and I try to shield y'all from that, especially y'all still doing the job. I don't think people are worth dying for anymore in the way society is. But for those of you that do believe that, I think it's an honorable thing, and I personally respect that.
This terrifying scene.
It's why I still want to give back to the law enforcement community when I can, and this is why I like to support guys like Chris and 68 Whiskey for how much shit we give him, and SWAT Theory for how much shit we give him, because they're still out there doing the job. So, I said live leak, Poofy.
And if you want to vet with anybody, you can join our Discord and our Patreon.
Here's the plug. Yes. So anyways, for as little as
$1
$1
I am.
Yeah.
We'll give you therapy.
As Juan implied, you could definitely go. It's as little as $1 a month. We do put a paywall to our Discord so that at least it's not.
But I will say, so as much as that, I was joking about that. It is a good place for y'all to, like, if you are either looking to be in law enforcement or are in law enforcement, it's a great place to connect with other law enforcement people and talk about your experiences. We have a lot of that in our Discord chat. Like that is 90% of it, and then the other 10% is just crazy memes. So, like, if you do need that, we have that, and we have other. I think Retro has like a free one that you can join in there and talk to people, and like a bunch of our guys here in the chat and stuff will be more than happy to talk to you about whatever.
We talk shit and we do stuff and we base plug Michael.
Dude, I literally I farm their trauma for content. So like, what do you want?
So what do you want? So anyways, Christian, thank you for the late super chat. I want to thank everybody that stopped by here. Thank you to everybody there. We got 29 likes today. Shout out to everybody there. Thank you to Chris for being the butt end of our jokes today. Let me see how many names I can scroll by. Gamer X First, Michael Cartwright, or as he's known here as Nora Charles, Poofy Pigeon, Daniel, my dude. Daniel has been based all stream long. He's been crushing it. His comments really do kind of bring me some life. Chris the Cop, of course. Keith, go check out Chris the Cop's channel, by the way. If you don't, I'm almost 100% sure most of you guys are subscribed, but he does some really cool gaming stuff. Officer Cliche, also with the fire comments. Effin Mint, who is totally related to me in some way, shape, or form. Landon Carter, good luck to you, my friend. Nighthawk, my guy. Brian P. Graysonum. I think I'm saying that right.
Probably Grayson M would be my guess.
Yeah, Grayson M. Thank you for the jokes about the robots and Crown Vics. Fox Commander, who is the most based of us all, who still has his Santa hat on his Fox.
Oh yeah, dude, what the hell?
Andromeda.
Update your profile pic, bro.
Who else is here? Man, Pam was here, dude. What's up to Pam? Give Pam some love. Schmang, my dude, also a Patreon sub. Shout out to him. And then I think I've got everybody. Jacob was here. He gave us the 420 super chat. Blank Forge, my guy. Schmang. Fox Commander gave us the super chat. Thank you for that. AJ Ace, my guy. Good to see you. Real Ness was here. We had a lot of people here. Dude, Sergeant George, or as he's known as St. George. Thank you guys for joining the channel and hanging out with us tonight. I will go take a piss and give you guys a little bit of an after party in case you guys have some questions, and then we will bounce for the night. Thank you to everybody that dropped a like, and thank you to everybody that has subscribed. We are almost at 2,400 subscribers, which is our 4,200 subscribers. 24 is my dyslexia. We're almost there. We're growing as a channel, so hopefully we can provide you guys with some really cool stuff. all of the monetary value of this channel does funnel in towards Producer Juan and him cranking out the episodes. We have 2 that just came out these last like week and a half, so go check that stuff out. What is this?
So I was just looking for something to put up on the stream while we were waiting, so that it would just play audio.
This is Chris's new department.
We're just going through their Facebook. I think this was his swearing-in ceremony.
My guy.
So yeah, I'm just giving everybody a little album peek. There he is. Look at him.
Look at him getting sworn in. Yes, I will rule over these plebeians.
That's right. So you don't know what they're in for. Look at him.
That lack of a handpiece. My guy. Hey, and he only has 1 set of handcuffs because he knows he's never going to have to use a second set.
He's just going to have to let another officer borrow him, maybe.
Jarhead, my guy, thank you for joining the Patreon. Get in the Discord. It's really cool. We have a lot of fun.
Dude, Officer Cliche just had to do his first write-up.
My dude. First day and I'm already doing writing them up.
That sounds about right.
Likely that means that you're probably saving them from themselves. So if you're here, you're probably pretty based. So I will join everybody else in OCFT. For those of you that care to join us, I appreciate it. For everyone that's still hanging out with us, I love you all. Please be safe if you're out there doing that first responder shit. People are not worth dying for, no matter what they try to convince you of. And then thank you to everybody that stopped by.
Remember, as we always say, run away from gunfire.
Exactly. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. I'm going to go hang out. I'm going to take a quick piss break.
I'm going to end it.
And then I'm going to go to OCFT.
Here, keep your mic on. We'll listen.
That's fine. You guys will be able to hear it. Little did they know their chief.
Dude, I do have. So I had behind the scenes of our last officers react. Bill did forget to take his mic off when he went to take a leak, so I do have like 30 seconds.
Nice. I like it.
So if you join our Patreon, you can listen to that. I'll drop that for you guys sometime. Peace.